This is the doghouse. Time to face the sound. This is the doghouse. Time to face the sound. We don't back down. We stand our ground in the doghouse, where the real are found. No chains, no fear, just pure aggression. We're here to win, no second guessing. This is the doghouse. Time to face the sound.
What is going on, everybody? Doghouse is back. What's going on, everybody? I ran over by almost an hour, so we are going to jump straight into it. There's been quite a bit of news. We're going to go over that. And I spent another TikTok stream talking about deportation. So that's been great. But how's everyone doing on this Friday, beautiful Friday afternoon? Especially right before the holidays. I know everybody's getting excited. Everybody's probably trying to lose a little bit of pounds. Lose a little bit of those turkey pounds before they start eating turkey. Anyways, trying to join in here. We're going to be covering a few stories. We've got Pam Bondi being named as the new Attorney General. Matt Gaetz is out. I think we talked about that a little bit yesterday. There's been a few other stories I've been trying to follow up with. Looks like there was even a few Donald Trump town hall. And I'll be arguing with you guys in chat. We will be going over a little bit. So instead of it being from 2 to 5, it's going to be more like 3 to 6 or 3 to 5:30. So we're going to go a little bit longer. That is just because of the fact that I ran over on the TikTok stream. But man, I'm telling you guys, if y'all want to see Doghouse in his prime over here debating, you got to get in on that TikTok trend, okay? That's just what you got to do. You got to get in on TikTok. Watch me do it. Cypher, some of y'all know who Cypher is. He was in there. But anyways, we also have some things going on over on the Ukrainian and Russia front. So that was been pretty interesting with intercontinental ballistic missiles. So that was interesting. What's up, Irma? Appreciate you jumping in. Thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate it. So the funny thing is I see that you left some emotes, but I can't see it. But I appreciate you jumping in. Hope your day's going well. Is good. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this. So Pete Hegseth wrote of the U.S. military taking sides in a civil war. He wrote that in the event of a Democratic election victory in the U.S., there would be a national divorce in which the military and police will be forced to make a choice. So that's interesting. Pete Hegseth, there's our Secretary of Defense, possibly. Man's looking a little bit more and more gray as he gets older. Pretty interesting there. We also have, looks like, what else happened? There's not a whole lot, man. That's a whole thing right now. Is it's a Friday, so like everything's been kind of chill, and of course we're in the transitional phase, right? So like Donald Trump is still nominating a few people, which is interesting, but it's just like it's not getting too crazy. What's this? The Tucker Carlson, the only adult is Vladimir Putin. Of course, Tucker Carlson would say this, right? Tucker Carlson has been known to sit there and like simp for Russia, and he's doing it again, saying that the only adult is Vladimir Putin. This person we've been told is blank, deranged, crazy. He's the only reason we're not in a nuclear war. I mean, we're all relying on his restraint. That's just a fact now. Also, we'll be doing call-ins, guys. Please, if you want to call in, please do call in. It's more fun doing stuff like that anyways. Some of these things are so crazy when you're on X. You just like read through some of this stuff. What's going on Blue Sky? Let's go to Blue Sky and see what's going on there. Oh, yeah. So one thing that's come out about Pam Bondi that's really interesting is that what happened is she ended up donating $25,000 to the Trump campaign, and after she did that, Florida no longer, or Donald Trump donated $25,000 to her. After that, Florida no longer communicated with New York about the Trump University case. So again, it's an allegation. They've denied these allegations that is why they stopped talking with New York, but that's there. Pam Bondi has also had some really interesting takes that have not been received real well. She is a immigration hawk. She is big into that. There's also a big issue with Donald Trump's personal defense attorneys taking place in some senior roles in the DOJ. But there's also looks like Texas is slashing $607 million in Medicaid funding from programs for students. And I want to mention this too. I'm going to go off on a tangent real quick. I want to talk to you guys. Today I learned that lots and lots of MAGA support deportation of immigrants and immigrants' children. I don't understand why. Actually, I do understand why. It's because of Donald Trump. It's so wild to me to see that they're so mask off about it. I was having full conversations with these people, and some are good people, right? They seem like good people. But then when you start talking to them and saying, well, look, what do you think about these deportations? And they go, oh, we want to have people who, if you came across the border, then yeah, you had a majority of people saying that. Instead of providing a pathway to citizenship, they just want to go ahead and put them on a plane, put them into a camp, and send them on their merry way. Is that what America stands for? Is that what Ronald Reagan would want? Is that what George H.W. Bush would have wanted? We are a nation of immigrants. Whether you got here illegally, whether you got here legally, we are a nation of immigrants. Is it really, when you sit there and you go and you just feel mask off about it, deporting children of all things to a country that they don't even know? Is that what we are? It angers me a little bit to see that going on. And I hate it. I hate it a lot. But that's what I've seen. I've seen time and time again where we are just sitting there and they're completely okay with it. Anyways. We also have Morning Joe. What's her name? Mika moving over to Blue Sky, which I think is ironic. Nobody on the left really wants to see her on Blue Sky. Nobody on the left really wants to talk with them because they have capitulated to the right so many times. Let's see. We also have good old Department of Government Efficiency starting a subcommittee with Marjorie Taylor Greene. The Department of Government Efficiency that everybody bragged about how Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy would be able to take care of by themselves single-handedly. Well, now they need more people in the government to waste their time by doing the subcommittee. That seems real wise, doesn't it? Not really. We do know that Congressman or Donald Trump's tax plan is set to expire in 2025. So there's some talks about what that's going to look like when Trump takes office. It looks like they're going to name Kelly Lawfare to Secretary of Agriculture. Is Kelly Lawfare? I think she's a Trump loyalist. Let's see, Kelly Lawfare. I want to see what she's had to say because a lot of Trump's picks are really close in Trump's circle. Kelly Lawfare is a businesswoman, a billionaire, of course, a billionaire, another billionaire, right? And a former co-owner of a WNBA team. She grew up on corn and soybean farms in Illinois. Well, that's going to go real well with RFK Jr. She grew up on a corn and soybean farm in Illinois. And when RFK Jr. gets in there and bans high fructose corn syrup, corn and takes away corn subsidies, it's going to absolutely diminish those. So I wonder how she feels about that. And keep in mind, she's probably going to be working really closely with RFK Jr. to implement a lot of those policies. I want to see what she's had to say about Donald Trump in the past. Let's see. She looks like she's really close friends with Melania. I'm going through some of her Twitter. I was about to say tweeter. I'm losing my mind, y'all. Here, let's go through solo. So I'll show y'all guys. Oh, I gotta change this. Change this up for you. There we go. So the lawfare cases, this is the funny thing to me, is they're saying the lawfare cases are now evaporating after Trump's win. They were never about anything except blatant election interference. The problem with this is that the Trump campaign has done nothing but lawfare their entire deal. I don't know who these people are that are calling me. Let's see. Oh, I need to call my brother. Give me 1 second. Hey guys. All right. So Mark said, I'm against high fructose corn syrup as well, though. Corn is a terrible crop, in my opinion. It takes so much out of the soil and doesn't have much nutrition, not efficient. Well, the problem is again, you have Kelly Lawfare, who's going to be the new AG, the new Secretary of Agriculture. And she grew up on a corn farm. But what you're going to end up seeing is if you take away corn subsidies, a lot of farms are going to end up going belly up on that. But anyways, this is the interesting. Kelly Lawfare said the lawfare cases are now evaporating after Trump's win. They were never about anything except blatant election. The problem is that Donald Trump's campaign and a lot of the Republicans have gone on to lawfare. They want to prosecute people like Anthony Fauci. They want to prosecute their political dissidents and things of that nature. Here's another one. We'll make America safe again. I don't know how this is going to make America safe again with Caroline. So they're already they're already working in conjunction. For anyone who's unaware, Caroline Leavitt is the new press secretary under Donald Trump. We have corn subsidies and sugar tariffs. Our reliance on high fructose corn syrup is mostly manufactured through policy. Yeah, that's the one thing. How much is our corn? Let me look into that. How much is our corn subsidies that we give out every year? Corn subsidies by dollar in the United States. Since 1995, and I'm using AI, okay? I don't want to end up like our good friend Rob Noor, who gets accused of it. I am using AI. Since 1995, corn subsidies have totaled more than $116 billion, which is more than any other crop. In 2019, corn growers received $2.2 billion in subsidies, which was about 4.4% of the total corn production that year. So that's a lot of money that would end up being ripped away from farmers. And keep in mind, that is one of the reasons why when people say that farmers did well under Donald Trump, that is why. Because under Donald Trump, he gave out a ton of subsidies, government subsidies to these farmers, which is why they did so well. They didn't do so well because they were producing more. That's because Donald Trump ended up helping cover for them. Let's go to solo web source back here. Here's more. See, look. Here's Kelly Loeffler, Secretary of Agriculture. If these daily stories don't convince the left that we must close our southern border, nothing will. We're seeing this a lot of Donald Trump's picks echo all of the same viewpoints. Want a mandate? Look at this. President Trump won a mandate for change, and his appointees have a mandate to obliterate the deep state despite the mainstream. This is insane, y'all. I hate getting doomer pilled. I really hate getting doomer pilled. Okay? Let me listen to what she has to say here.
President Trump has put very strong people forward. And I think that that's the mandate that the American people gave President Trump in a decisive, not just electoral college victory, but popular vote victory.
Barely a popular vote victory, and not even one that he won by like 51%. I think right now it's like barely 49.9 or something like that.
And so everyone represents the change that voters wanted in Washington. And I do think Matt Gaetz will and can get confirmed.
Nope. He ain't getting confirmed now.
If I were in the Senate, would I confirm him? Absolutely. And I think
that's disgusting. But anyways,
that process will play out over time. I see the media getting way ahead of it. He and I have been in a similar position.
And keep in mind, guys, the breaking news this morning, for anyone who's unaware, is that Matt Gaetz is no longer going to be in Congress. He's not going to return to Congress next year.
Where we've been attacked and investigated by the FBI and DOJ. And I can tell you that is the agenda that the American people have rejected. That is exactly what Matt Gaetz can get in and do and overturn.
Dude's scary, to be honest with you.
That is what the American people is sending President Trump back to Washington to do. So I think
I agree, Mark. They should still release the report.
He will be a great pick to lead that agency, as will all the other picks.
Yeah, he would be a great pick until he ended up relieving himself from the that nomination. And keep in mind too, man, it's one of those things where, like, this idea, and this is what I'm seeing. Okay, I've talked to several people on TikTok Live, and I like to assume that they are normal people. I actually feel like I may have convinced somebody today to like really change their opinion. They came in saying that they agree that Donald Trump has done a very good job. And so far, and I explained to him all of Trump's policies. I think a lot of people were honestly misinformed about Donald Trump. They don't know about his policies. This idea that they were given a mandate. For example, I had to get into it a little bit with somebody because they said, oh, well, look, Donald Trump's not perfect, and yeah, he's done this, but it's like, yeah, but you had somebody who wasn't convicted of these crimes. You have somebody who wasn't found liable for these crimes. You had another option. It wasn't that you didn't have another option. Yeah, but Donald Trump, and that's the thing is, I don't think a lot of people believe that there was a mandate. They didn't understand what they were signing up for. And I know some people would tell me, look, Doghouse, just say it like it is, say it like it is, give them what they deserve. But the thing is that they just were not informed. And people have told them time and time again, we tell them, look, this is what's going to happen. You'd be surprised how many people don't understand that they're actually they are going to implement camps. They are building camps. Steve Homan, I did it again. Stephen Miller has come out and said they're going to build camps. That is what they're going to do. And they're not informed. So this idea, in other words, that Trump was given a mandate, no, he was not given a mandate. He was just the only one that people saw that actually, here's the thing. What people voted for was 2016 to 2020 Donald Trump. They didn't vote for 2024 authoritarian Trump. That's not what they voted for, okay? They voted for those days. But what they got was completely different. And that's what I've tried telling them, and I've actually changed some people's minds on that in terms of where they stood. But unfortunately, it's too late. You've already voted. I wish I could have changed their mind before. And these things have not been it's not like they're a secret. These videos are all out there for Tom Homan, Stephen Miller, things like that. But let's go ahead and continue to read this. Kelly Loeffler is just posting like crazy. Laken Riley. So there's an interesting thing going on around here. I'm going to be very careful in how I talk about this because I don't want anybody to misconstrue what I'm about to say. First of all, the jury found him guilty. He is absolutely 110% guilty, and he should face the punishment. He's going to be serving for their wellness farms. You know, you can plant crops. You can do that. Right. Exactly. What's going on always? I'm going to say it like this. As someone who is big, and I wish Miss Mandy was here because she would know what I'm talking about. I think that they got the verdict right in the Laken Riley case. So let me preface it by saying that. But there is a big question in our society about how we handle quote unquote fair trials. And what I mean by that is, for example, you have cases that are very large. We have things like the Rittenhouse trial. We have things that are going on in, I believe it's Washington, with Brian Kohnberger. You have several large cases that get national media attention, whether it's online or mainstream media. And the question is how do you get a fair trial with that? And so I believe that that's the same kind of situation that we see going on with the Laken Riley case. It's okay to ask that question. It's not to say that you believe that the Laken Riley case got it wrong. Rather, it's a question of how do you get that bias out of the courtroom? They talk about, for example, one of the remedies is that you can always move the trial to a different county or whatever. Okay, what good does that do when it's a national story? Hard to say, right? So, yeah, you can't just move it to another county. So it's a very reasonable thing to ask. Now, people have taken this to mean that anybody who asks this question, that they support what happened to Laken Riley. That's not at all what that means. It's a very real question that I think we need to address for our justice system. Our justice system doesn't address it enough. A change of venue doesn't do anything. Change of venue, all it does is just moves your location. Doesn't actually do anything for the case itself. Kelly Lawfare said this year 170 House Democrats voted against the Laken Riley Act, a bill to detain and deport criminal illegal aliens like Jose Ibarra. Senate Dems that repeatedly blocked it. Disgraceful. Well, let's look at this Laken Riley Act because I don't think it's going to be exactly what she is proposing it is. Because we don't have a whole lot going on anyways. Laken Riley Act. Here we go. Let's see what this text says. They how long is it? Oh, it's not a long bill at all. It's actually really quick. It's a lesser question in my opinion. I think the money in courts leads to way more unfair trial. Yeah, Mark, I would agree with you. I think that some of that the money being kind of levied more towards the rich and having a better defense attorney certainly plays a hand in it. Public defense attorneys are known to be not the best, certainly, 100%. Let's see. You get into a legal fight with a large corporation, they will hold you up for a decade. Good luck paying that bill. Yeah, no, exactly. They have a lot more money in their pockets to continue to go and going and going and going and going. So, let's see. Congress finds that the nation mourns the devastating loss of Laken Riley. Honors, here, let me show you guys what I'm reading. Honors the life and memory of Laken Riley and other victims of the Biden administration's open border policies. What a way to word this bill. This is this is what people talk about. When we talk about bills and they talk about the Ukrainian funding going on in the border bill. What is this then? Congress finds that the nation honors the life and memory of Laken Riley and other victims of the Biden administration's open border policies. Yeah. If I'm a Democrat, I don't agree necessarily that I don't disagree that we should honor the life of those who have been passed away. But this part here, the Biden administration's open border policy, that's not why. We don't know when these people necessarily came across the border. Denounces the open borders policies of President Joe Biden, border czar, Vice President Kamala Harris, Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas, and other Biden administration officials. Goodness gracious, man. This is why it's important to read these bills, because if you're just going through this, reminder, this year, 170 House Democrats voted against the Lincoln Riley Act. And then you actually go into the act and you see that it's like basically just like rubbing mud onto the Democrats. You really think a Democrat's going to vote for this damn thing? No. It's the sense of Congress that the Biden administration should not have released Lincoln Riley's alleged murderer into the United States. Well, released. What evidence is founded on this? The Biden administration should have arrested and detained in Athens, Georgia. Biden's administration has nothing to do with this. This just shows you can put any kind of thing in a bill and it just means nothing. You can make any bill you want because this has nothing to do. Should have arrested and detained Lincoln for what? On what grounds? Did he commit a federal crime? What grounds would he have been able to be arrested under the Biden administration? President Biden should have publicly denounced his public. This entire finding would eliminate this from being voted on by Democrats. The Biden administration should have President Biden should publicly denounce his administration's immigration policies. You think that President Biden would do this? You think he would do this? This is the definition of what they call a poison pill. Okay. President Biden should prevent another murder like that of Lincoln Riley by ending the catch and release of illegal aliens, increasing immigration enforcement, detaining and removing criminal aliens, reinstating the Remain in Mexico policy, ending his abuse of parole authority, and securing the United States borders. What a way. Hold on. Okay, we had somebody in YouTube chat that it was getting censored, not by me, by YouTube. And they can continue to seethe and be mad unless they want to behave in a more polite manner. Anyways, so we'll get past this part that would automatically make any Democrat like not vote on this. So this is why, guys, when you go through Twitter, please make sure you read these bills. Please, pretty please with the cherry on top. Because this is going to make it sound like, oh my gosh, the Democrats, they support these immigrants. But then you actually go through the bill and it's like, it's just basically saying Joe Biden is a piece of crap. And it's like, what? I'm not going to vote on that. So yeah, it's silly. This is also from Kelly Lawfare. Mind you, anybody who's wondering why are we going through Kelly Lawfare? Kelly Lawfare is in the running to be Trump's Secretary of Agriculture. California still hasn't counted nearly 800,000 of its votes from the election. In Pennsylvania, they're still openly counting votes. Yeah, I know. You want to pick and choose when you get upset about elections. Kelly Lawfare says ending DEI and replacing it with merit is a day one win for every agency. Well, Donald Trump is doing a really good job at that because he has not hired one single black person to his cabinet. There's still not a single black person that has been. What's up, Miss Mandy? Welcome in. Hey, Miss Mandy, I'm glad you're in here. I wanted to talk. We were just talking about this case with Lincoln Riley and how. Let me see if I can go back to this. So a couple of things which you might be interested in. First of all, there has been some issues with how there's been some controversy by some people suggesting that this person, who's it? Jose Abreu, may not have been given a fair trial or something along those lines. Now, look, people in outside of the legalese world tend to take things that are said and kind of extrapolate it a little bit too much. And what I was trying to tell chat is look, there is a serious question on how, yeah. So what's up, JP? Wes was here. I don't know if he still is. So one of the things that happened is there is a serious question about how do we handle national cases, right? We see, and I'm curious your opinion on this, Miss Mandy, at some point. Feel free to throw it in there, but I wanted to kind of catch you up. How do we handle national cases when the idea of having a fair trial is somebody who is able to get past that biases, right? to be clear, it's not to say when you question these things, it doesn't mean that you support what happened to Laken Riley. Rather, if you want true justice, if that is what you seek, these are questions you should ask. And for me, I've seen things like this case here with Laken Riley. We see cases with Brian Kohnberger. I know me and you, Miss Mandy, we talked about the case in Boston with, goodness gracious, I can't remember her name now to save my life. What was that? The Boston cop trial. Karen Reed, with Karen Reed and all these other situations. Yeah, thank you. So how do you get a quote unquote fair trial when these are so large, right? The idea is that the remedy is that they move venues, right? They move venues from, say, your county that you're in now to another county. But what good does that really do when it's still a national case, right? It's a question that I think the justice system really needs to work on. Also, I think that like Mark said earlier, money being in the money aspect in the legal world is certainly a great question about how you can get proper representation when you're a indigent offender. So, but that's what we were talking about just for a second there before you popped in. We were also talking about this this Laken Riley Act, which for anyone who's unaware, this is the entire thing. Basically, the very first paragraph just completely gets rid of this, incinerates this bill. Basically, it's denouncing all of Joe Biden's immigration policies. Good luck. Joe Biden's not going to denounce any of these immigration policies. And then what else do we have? We're also just going through. So anyone who's unaware, Kelly Loeffler is also going to be possibly the Secretary of Agriculture. So we're just trying to see a little bit about Kelly Loeffler and where she stands. And this is where we're at right now. Openly deny facts that intuitively known to be true. So one thing that's pretty clear for me, here we go. Great Sunday lesson on the power and importance of prayer. There's a spiritual resurgence and it will save our nation as much as the great leaders we just elected. Kelly Loeffler is a Trump sycophant. We are seeing time and time again, Donald Trump keeps nominating these Trump sycophants. Now, again, I have no problem with loyalty. Loyalty is certainly a great thing. Look at this. Ultra rich Senator Kelly Loeffler's family has taken in $3 million in farm subsidies. Gotta love it. Let's see. Oh boy. What are some other things that are going on? It's from the White House. Oh, look, this is interesting. This is really interesting. Our administration finalized the rule to make it as easy to cancel a subscription as it was to sign up. I remember this was a big policy position that really went under the radar. Steps to cancel a subscription or membership. You tap on your profile icon at the bottom of the screen, tap on account settings, scroll down and tap manage memberships and subscriptions, click subscriptions, click the update, cancel, and more option, tap in membership, and finally cancel. The Biden and Harris administration's new rule, which will probably get overturned by Trump, is all you be able to do is click cancel subscription. I think this is a cool policy. I think it's cool. Go in and all you're able to do is because I've seen this before where I don't know if any of y'all have done this where you try to cancel a subscription. It's are you sure you want to cancel a subscription? I think that they eliminate your name from all documents in the case just for starters. I heard that was going to be the Secretary of Agriculture? Yeah, people relate to this. Exactly, Wes. That's the whole thing. It's this is a rule that totally speaks to the people. Who did you think was going to be Candace Owens? Secretary of Agriculture or Trump's pick for something? Here's some Pam Bondi.
Hey everyone, I'm Alexis McAdams reporting in West Palm Beach, Florida during the Trump transition. So let's break down exactly what's going on because there's been a lot happening over at Mar-a-Lago. We know Matt Gaetz is out and Pam Bondi is in. Who's Pam Bondi?
Well, look, Miss Mandy, you thought so, but it don't look that way. We have yet, by the way, Miss Mandy, to see. Here's what's going on. For anybody who's unaware, okay, Donald Trump doesn't want to hire a black person into his campaign for one reason, besides the fact that he's probably racist. And I'll say it. is because of the fact that he doesn't want to look like he supports DEI. If you want to be honest with you, it's that. That's what he's trying to do. And by now he would have. He brought in Stephen Chung and a few other people like Marco Rubio, and people would say, "Oh, there you go." It's like that's not the same. Not the same. Anyways.
Was the first female attorney general in the state of Florida, and I'm told she's tough, smart, and will shake up the DOJ. Watch.
Oh, I'm sure she will, because she'll be having two of Trump's senior defense attorneys alongside her at the DOJ.
Garland is our chief law enforcement officer in this entire country. You know, we talk about the weaponization of the FBI, the CIA, ATF now, the IRS. Well, it all starts.
Miss Mandy, I'm specifically talking about someone who's black. If you think that Vivek is that, be my guest. But that's not who I would consider. But look. And again, Vivek, to be fair, Vivek is not nominated to any position, to be fair. Vivek is part of a made-up Department of Government Efficiency. It's not even a real department, you know? Yeah, so.
It's at the top with Merrick Garland. He has to respond to this. He has to be held accountable. This is way too important for the American people, and our justice system is at stake, Sean.
Pam Bondi became a member of Donald Trump's impeachment defense team.
There it is.
Was a local prosecutor.
And she also was she participated in the 2016 Republican National Convention. What's up, Josh? Doesn't have to be black. Okay, listen. Okay, no, because Josh, it's very interesting to me that Donald Trump still hasn't done that. He's been appointed to the podcast with Elon Musk, pretty much, right, Wes? I said person of color. Okay, I might have said that. Okay. Yes, there are some people that are people of color on his administration, but he's not nominated anybody that's been black. And I think the reason why is, again, because of the DEI thing. Or like, as we're finding out from Josh, is that it's likely that he's trying to do this as a troll to the left. Either way, I personally don't really quite care. I just think it's kind of telling about Donald Trump's character. But anyways.
In Florida, who worked on a wide range of cases.
But yeah, so Pam Bondi attended the 2016 Republican National Convention. She also did the 2020 impeachment query.
From drug trafficking to human trafficking and even capital murder cases, Trump says Bondi will be a great addition to his team, saying Pam will refocus the DOJ to its intended purpose of fighting crime and making America safe again. I've known Pam for years. She's smart, she's tough, and she...
Keep in mind that she will be the one arguing these cases in front of the Supreme Court. Should Donald Trump's policies be challenged. So you will bet here's why I'm concerned, is that I think that he knows that one of the things is that his immigration policies are going to be absolutely challenged all the way up to possibly the Supreme Court. And so what he's trying to do is he's trying to stack the DOJ with Trump sycophants, people who he believe would be best to argue those cases in front of the Supreme Court should that need arise. And I think that is why he is doing this. I tweeted this out, by the way. Are you talking about like the fact that you think he was doing like this as a troll or something like that? Anyways, continue this.
She's an American first fighter who will do a terrific job as Attorney General. So one thing I heard from voters on the campaign trail for months was that they wanted Trump to go back to Washington, D.C. and shake things up and try to bring in new people.
Oh, the link to the stream. Appreciate you. I appreciate Miss Mandy. You rock. Thank you so much. Listen, guys, I'm gonna take this second here while we're streaming. Okay, and I think it's a good time. If you are not following me on YouTube, please make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, please, and thank you. Okay, we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, guys. 1,000 subscribers. Right now, we are at 120 subscribers. Okay, and look, even if you don't like my takes, just drop a subscription, okay? And then you can go and you can subscribe to, like, you know, Charlie Kirk or Daily Wire or something. Offset the like, you know. I don't mind if you want to hate watch me. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. I do the same thing.
To drain the swamp. If you look at these pics so far, the transition.
Yeah, these pics are. I'm not a fan of these pics at all so far. I'm very concerned about it. I've met a lot of people right now that aren't even aware of the picks that are going on. Matter of fact, I pushed some people. I asked them, I said, who's your favorite pick? They're like, oh, I love Tulsi Gabbard. I'm like, well, why do you like Tulsi Gabbard? And they go, she's ex-military. I'm like, okay, where does she serve? And I'm like, come on, man. This is the problem I have. Like, look, it's okay. MAGA, it's okay. Okay. If I'm speaking to MAGA, I'm not talking about Trump, people who support Trump 2016. I'm talking about hardcore MAGA. MAGA, it's okay to admit that you don't know everything. Neither do I. I don't know everything. It's a good thing. Charlie Kirk, more like Harley works. Yeah. What's up, MT? Appreciate you jumping in. Let's see. A lot of J6 defendants are trying to say that they shouldn't have their trial. Yeah, I'm going to show you guys this tweet I put out on Blue Sky. MAGA are extremely fragile people. They cried so much about liberal snowflakes that they have become one themselves. And I hold to it. I still believe it. Because I can't tell you, Wes, how many times I have seen MAGA not know a single dang thing. The facts don't care about your feelings. Well, now they only care about feelings. The facts can go to the wayside. We're not worried about the facts. We want to feel good until they come to knock on your neighbor's door and then they're taking their wife, their children, their mother out of their house so that they can deport them to another country. That is what you voted for. And I am happy to argue this until I am blue in the face. And if you want to sit there and say that's fine, that's great. Ain't nothing I can do to change your mind. But I think it's a morally reprehensible position to stand on. Another happy Mar-a-Lago couple. Oh. I got to be careful going through this Twitter thing. Yo, MT, subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate you subscribing to the YouTube channel. Okay, so my Streamlab alerts is working, but I will tell you, I did do Stream Elements for YouTube, and my Stream Elements is clearly not working. So I got to figure out why Stream Elements is on YouTube is not working. If you want to join in and have these discussions, by the way, guys, you can hit !Discord. Let me go ahead and get you that link, by the way, guys, in Discord. Please feel free to join the Discord if you want to argue or talk about anything. Let me go ahead and pull that up for you guys real quick, because I tried doing it, but give me 1 second. My Stream Elements apparently didn't want to work, which is kind of disheartening, but it's what happens. Oh, that's Twitch. I need Discord. There we go. I'm going to drop this in the Discord for all chats. If you're on Kick, here is the Discord link as well. I got to drop that off over on there. So anyways, there's the Discord. Feel free to join if you like. Back to the show. So what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, they're feels-based. That's the problem, is that they'll sit there and all they will do is they will argue from a feeling of, I feel good. But it's such a morally reprehensible position to go through and saying that you're fine with just getting rid of, mothers and fathers and kids even, or even worse is separating the children from their mothers and their fathers, deporting them, and then keeping the child in foster care. And I've seen people actually, Wes, I don't mean to like doomer pill you because I know me and you have talked about this, but that is what people believe. People believe that we should still have child separation. We should put all those kids into foster care. It's sad. So this is just a 2 minute funny video from years ago, but I swear this is how so many people think in this country. All right, I trust you. If this is bad, then I'm gonna ban you for life, Wes. You'll no longer be allowed in my chats. Okay. No, Wes. No. All right, I'm gonna do it in the background. Oh man, this is juicy. So juicy. No, I'm kidding. All right, let's watch this. Let's listen in on this one.
President Mike Pence. You don't never hear nothing from that dude. He's like chill. I bet that dude smokes weed. I bet he would legalize weed. I'd vote. All right, so I've heard your cries and I've done my research, and it seems like I was wrong about Mike Pence. He would not legalize weed. But have you heard about Andrew Yang? You FBI. Your big income. $1,000 a month forever. If you save it up for 83 years, you can die a millionaire, which is a personal goal of mine. Like, I think I'm done with Yang. I heard about this lady named Tulsi Gabbard. Have y'all seen her? She's like smoking hot.
Okay, wait, did that just... Someone subscribed, but like it just showed, it just delayed it. I swear that was so weird. I think that was your... So Stream Elements is working. That's so weird. I think that was your subscription, MT, that did that.
She got some good ideas, too. They got a picture of her in the bathtub. I can't even support Tulsi anymore. Turns out she was a Russian stooge. A puppet for Putin. I'm Mayor Pete all the way. It doesn't even bother me that he's gay. Talking like a nerd. I can't vote for this clown. I just can't. I need somebody cool. Is Cory Booker still running for president? Yeah. Bernie Sanders makes the most sense when you hear him talk. Why are they voting for Elizabeth Warren? Because they're basically the same thing. Last thing we need is another white male president. Not voting for Elizabeth Warren. I found out she pretended to be a Native American. And as a Native American myself, I'm deeply offended.
Yo, MT, that's cool, man, because like that's the thing. I was a former, look, I'm gonna give y'all my daily spiel. I used to be Republican for a long time. I voted for Romney in 13. I voted for Trump in 16. I voted for Cruz in 18. I voted for Trump in 20. Okay. What shifted my opinion was 2021 on J6. That's when everything started to go. And that's when I stopped.
Offended. My great grandma was a full-blooded Cherokee. So I'm back looking at Bernie. I just got a problem with his slogan, though. Not me, us. Us? I'm busy. I gotta work. You fix it. That's how it's supposed to go, right? Apparently, that is not how it's supposed to go. What we need is a militant group of revolutionaries to take on the establishment, which is why I've joined Austin's Red Guard. So I got kicked out of the Red Guard. They said I was living in bourgeois opulence. And that my double wide was designed for 2 families. And I was being greedy by living in both sides. So I'm gonna give electoralism another shot, and I think I'm gonna go Bernie. I just hope he picks a chill vice president. Maybe somebody like Mike Pence.
That's hilarious. That's so true, Wes. That's exactly how it is, right? Like we just continuously flip-flop on all of this. So, this is the one thing though. This is why, guys, like for me, when I talk about like Twitch and I try to do Twitch politics and I try to do YouTube politics, I feel like there's kind of an ecosystem for online social media politics. I like to just ride my own lane. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'll bring in some other people. Well, certainly, like I have no problem bringing in people who are a part of Twitch politics. But sometimes I feel like too many people kind of stay in that ecosystem and they don't really get out of that sphere. Let's see. Brazilian illegal immigrant wanted for... See, this is the problem is like, here's what I'm tired of. Just feels like everybody's opinions are based off of like 2 things they heard on Twitter and they have no actual beliefs or policies they support. So that tweet is evergreen and I've been sharing it for years. Yeah, pretty much. It's exactly it. It's just so true. Like people just see something on Twitter and they're like, oh, see, I believe this. This is the issue I have. We see so many stories about this and these people probably should be deported, right? If they're doing something along these lines, should be deported. But the problem is that they take this and they apply it to every single undocumented immigrant. And that bothers me. And how many times do we see like there was how many stories do we hear about the undocumented immigrants that contribute to our society from Fox News? We don't. Why? Because they're trying to divide the country. Okay? That's what they're trying to do. And they also don't want to upset Trump. They are essentially the Trump propaganda network. So, try to see. Joshua Eagle is part of Project Liberal, and I love this.
Them to take the
Here we go. Let's listen to this. This is from Pam Bondi, guys, your new Attorney General. You're a MAGA who wanted. I'm a MAGA. I love my 2-way, boys. I love my 2-way. Well, guess what? Here's your 2-way in action.
Getting out within 24 hours, the majority of them. So what we want to do is let law enforcement come in and take the guns.
Good.
They're a danger to themselves
Which you can't
or
do
others.
right now.
Well, because without being adjudicated. So because they're a danger to themselves.
You want them to take the guns and
when they are
not go
committed.
through 6 months of legal trials and everything else.
Exactly. Getting out within 24 hours.
They want to take the guns, boys. They're coming for your guns. See that? We want to do is let law enforcement come in and take the guns. Like Trump, she's a fierce proponent of red flag laws. Boy, you MAGA wanted it. Now you got it. They tricked you into thinking that you're only going to get your neighbor. Yeah, your neighbor wasn't going to be deported, but guess what? They are doing that. They also tricked you into thinking that they believed in the 2A. Yeah, they don't believe in that either. So, MAGA, you thought you were getting one guy. You thought you were getting this guy, but you got this guy. Matter of fact, it's funny because I got the red and blue behind me. So you thought you were going to get this guy, but you got this guy, Yeah, it's just funny to me. What other stuff we got going on? There's also some rumors that Kash Patel is going to be head over the the FBI. That one's really interesting. Yeah, this is funny too. So, well, not funny for Polymarket CEO, but the Polymarket CEO ended up getting his phone taken away from him by the FBI recently. After looking gloom earlier this week when forced to read legal notes after she and her fellow co-hosts slandered Trump's picks. Oh, no. What? All right, let's see what this says.
Oh, thank you, Whoopi. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism. That DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
Just one joy, or you
Matt
good?
Gaetz has long denied all allegations and has not been charged with any crime.
That's true.
Also, another legal note, Pete Hegseth's lawyer said he paid the woman in 2023 to head off the threat of a baseless lawsuit.
Oh.
He has denied any wrongdoing.
That's interesting. Pay off the
Okay, so y'all didn't get to see it. Yeah, so the View basically went through and corrected their statement. Why would they be doing that? This is the thing we've been seeing too, is Donald Trump wants to censor the media, right? That's what it seems like. That's a lot of what his policy is. Oh, look. Here we go. We got more Tom Homan speaking. Oh, it's always a pleasure when Tom Homan speaks. What does Tom Homan have to say about his new immigration policy? Let's see. Here we go, boys. Let's see what he's going to do about cities that won't enforce the Trump policies.
But don't cross the line. And look, I've said this, if it will certainly be helpful to have local law enforcement assistance, especially if things go bad quick and there's actually a violent situation where an officer's or someone in the public's life is put at immediate danger. I find it hard to believe local law enforcement would respond to help. But if they do, they do. But I just can't, like this councilman, what is he thinking? Not helping the federal government remove public safety threats out of his constituency. His number one responsibility is to protect the community he represents. So why would you push back on this? We've been clear we're going to prioritize public safety threats. So look, we don't want to help, get the hell out of the way. If I got to send twice as many officers to LA because we're not getting any assistance, and that's what we're going to do. We got a mandate. President Trump's serious about this. I'm serious about this. This is going to happen with or without you. Hopefully with you, but if not, it will happen anyway.
This is what you voted for. This is what MAGA voted for. Let me show you a little bit about what federalism is. Okay, let me show y'all. Federalism is the idea that there's essentially a split. There's a system of government. What's up, based Welshman? It's based. How is that based Welshman? Huh? Does the idea of federalism not ring a bell? Federalism is a system of government that divides power between different levels of government, such as the national government and state government. Need better libel laws? Yeah, that'd be a good start. Hold on one second. Dog's going nuts. Go. What you smiling for, base Welshman? This is what y'all voted for. I've said this for years in the USA, consequences for lying. Here's my thing. Anybody who supports this idea that the federal government is just going to come in, I'm the minority. How am I the minority, Kevin Gross? Are you referring to the fact of the popular vote that Donald Trump barely skated by on by about 1.5%? Are you talking about the House representation? I'm not the minority here, buddy. Not at all. So if you look at federalism is a system of government that divides power between different levels of government, such as a national government and a state government. Federalism is a constitutional mechanism that divides power between different levels of government, allowing for partial self-government and shared government. Examples: the United States, Argentina, Australia, blah, 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 and Venezuela are examples of federalism. In the United States, federal government is responsible for broader governments of larger territorial areas, while the states govern issues of local concern. So where are those 16 million? Okay, so those 16 million, you're way off, buddy. You have not checked out what the vote count is, apparently, because it was not 16 million. Try again. Kamala barely got 65. Wrong. Let's prove you wrong. Matter of fact, I'm going to prove you wrong right now. There we go. Hope you see, this is the problem. You didn't check your facts, did you? Nobody checks their facts. MAGA doesn't check their facts. Let's go ahead and see real quick. Yeah, I'm going to check your facts. Sure. I have no problem. Here, let me go ahead and show you at least this. This is the AP. Solo web source. Hey, look at that. 74 million, buddy. 74 million. And what was that? 74 million. Right, because the left, you know what? Yeah, I'm fine saying it now. I'm fine saying it. The left is way more truthful than the right is. The left is far more patriotic than the right is. Sorry, just how it is. That's like election night numbers. Exactly, Wes. Exactly. Dude's working off of old stats. I'm not even American yet. He thinks anyone with common sense is MAGA. Massive copium? Yeah, massive copium. Look, Kevin's laughing because he got proved wrong. So yeah, I'm tired of sitting here when you see that when you look at Donald Trump, who wants to strip away constitutional rights, the freedom of the press, the due process that is afforded to undocumented immigrants. Those are just some of the basic ones. We've heard little inklings, not a whole lot, but little inklings of wanting to get rid of women's right to vote. Now, it's very far and few that have said that, but it's out there. Oh, we can also talk about the fact that he wants to get rid of the First Amendment right that has been constitutionally granted. Now, this is a hot topic, to be fair, but the constitutional right to burn the American flag, that Donald Trump wants a 1 year in jail. Well, in order to do that, you'd have to reverse that Supreme Court decision, and he very well could do that if Thomas and Alito end up dropping from the Supreme Court and ends up getting two people in his place, which good luck, because there's a very narrow majority. Thanks to him, Donald Trump ended up taking Matt Gaetz, bringing him down, and now Donald Trump, which in the House, didn't mean to zoom in like that. In the House, Donald Trump is working with a 219 to 213 majority. Whoa, what was that about that red wave? Oh, that red wave doesn't exist. Because it looks like a majority of it, he's going to have a slim majority. And guess what? He's going to end up going down to 218 because of the Matt Gaetz drama. You would rather help illegals than American citizens and you think you're a patriot? I would rather help everybody, including undocumented immigrants who have contributed to our economy, who have contributed to our communities. Yes, those people I definitely want to help, along with American citizens. I know it's a hard concept to believe that it could be both. You're such a liar. How am I a liar? Coming from the side that censored conservatives on everything from COVID to Hunter Biden? Yeah, just like Donald Trump was to censor MSNBC and CNN, huh? Remember that? Remember how he wants to take their licenses away? Talk about censorship, right? Dollar Store Destiny? Oh, thank you. I appreciate being compared to Destiny. Even you call me a dollar store, I'll take it. Sean FC sounds like a UK name. Probably. It's football club or something. Good thing UK... right, made such smart moves and didn't plunge their country into economic depression. Yeah, exactly. Or like Donald Trump, who plunged the United States into an economic depression. There was that too. What's up, Iko? Yo, Iko in YouTube chat. What's up, buddy? Matt Gaetz resigned for the current term, but he won the next term in the election, so he can be sworn in again in January. Oh, he can? Okay. Well, hey, either way, there's still a slim majority. Either way. Good thing UK. Oh, I see. Well, no. Iko, he resigned from the current term, but he said he wasn't going to return to Congress next year. I'll pull it up right here. Hold on. Matt Gaetz. He said he was not going to return to Congress. This was this morning. What's up, Vicky? Appreciate you jumping in. Matt Gaetz, where is it? 45 minutes after CNN. Where is it? It was recently. He said he was not going to return to Congress next. Oh, here it is. I'm still going to be in the fight, but it'll be from a new perch. I do not intend to join the 119th Congress. Right there. 119th Congress. He doesn't want to join them. That's the lefty move, isn't it? If you spread it for misinformation, you get censored. Y'all started that. Oh, we started that. Just like the political persecutions that Donald Trump wants to do as well. Right? Got it. Okay. So again, you're just being hypocrites then. I feel sorry for you, to be honest. Hopefully you wake up and smell the coffee one day. I smell coffee every morning when I make it. It's great coffee, actually. A single origin Colombian coffee. It smells pretty good. I like it. Well, if you said that this morning, then that's good news. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, Iko. It's so hilarious because the amount right now that they're working with is like a 1-seat majority, and getting rid of Matt Gaetz means that Donald Trump now has a barely no-seat majority. Glad to see a wonderfully sane man talking. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Is it hypocrisy or giving you a taste of your own medicine? It's hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy. Figured you would have liked Gaetz since he was going after Republicans and Democrats who were doing insider trading. I do not like Gaetz because some of the allegations that have been made against him, and they seem to be the fact that he's trying to dodge them at every turn. Seems that there is some kind of attraction there and a reason why he is trying to avoid them. Certainly. So yeah. I don't like Matt Gaetz. Pam Bondi is a better upgrade, but also worse in the sense that she is a Trump. She does have more experience, and that is what's great. But the downside is that she's a Trump loyalist. And so, yeah, we need 3 solid moderate GOPers in the House to at least ensure that we get CRs instead of new budgets. Yeah, I agree, Iko. If there was traction to allegations, why is there no criminal charges? So there's a whole reason why there's not criminal charges. Sometimes there's not really a threshold. For example, I'll give you a good example. So like with Pete Hegseth, which I don't expect you to really know much about this, respectfully. Pete Hegseth, there was allegations levied against him, and they were the police report came out. The issue is that it doesn't mean that it didn't happen, but it doesn't mean it did happen either. And this is why there are still allegations at the end of the day. But what you see is that, for example, in the Pete Hegseth case, she can't recall certain key details. And so if they were to present this to a jury, they would not be able to get a conviction based on that. It doesn't mean just because they haven't brought criminal charges that they are somehow innocent or quite frankly guilty. Now, they have the presumption of innocence in the court of law, but it doesn't mean that they are inherently innocent per se, right? So that's why there's a whole legalese thing that goes into that. It doesn't mean that they didn't do it. It just means that there is some vagaries there that would not be able for a jury to possibly not be able to bring a conviction. And they also want to make sure that if they bring a case against them, that it's going to be a solid case that they're going to win. There was traction, so just threw out allegations and never need to prove it. Okay, look, fine. You know what? Let's throw out the allegations. Let's just look at Matt Gaetz' qualifications. I bet you don't know a single thing about Matt Gaetz' background. Matt Gaetz has not tried a single criminal case or of any significance. Any significance. He has no place being as an attorney general. Just flat out. So you can take those allegations, shoo, bye-bye, throw them out, doesn't change a thing. He still has not had any qualifications to make him do that. Tyler said, welcome in, Tyler, by the way. If there was nothing damning in the House Committee review, why are they so afraid of exactly? Why are they so afraid of getting it out? They haven't released it. Yo, Tessie Johnston, welcome, buddy. I don't like Matt Gaetz. Oh, okay, now you don't like Matt Gaetz. Who do you like? Which picks do you like? This is the problem I have with every single conservative I've ever engaged with. Every single conservative that I engage with on these platforms says the same crap. Oh, I like Donald Trump's picks. And they just love it. And then guess what? They'll sit there and then they'll argue that they don't even know what the hell these people stand for. This is the problem I have. Are you officially liberal? Yeah, screw it, Tessie Johnson. I'm all in on the liberal pool. I'm in the liberal deep end right now, okay? I'm in that blue wave. Vicky. Also don't like that whenever a conservative gets put up for anything, allegations come out with no proof. Tulsi, Vivek, and Elon. Good job. You named 2 people that are on a social media platform called the Department of Government Efficiency that aren't even actually nominated to an actual department. Good job, buddy. Tulsi, I bet you don't even, I'm probably right now, you're probably Googling, okay, Tulsi. What's good about Tulsi? You're like Hunter Avalon without the... Hey, buddy, look, don't compare me. I'd rather be compared to Destiny, quite frankly, than Hunter Avalon, but I'll take it. All right? But that's the thing, man, is I can't tell you how many times I've seen somebody, Tulsi's the worst appointment. Yeah, exactly. It's all about the money. What are you referring to, Vicky? Tulsi is the worst. Yeah, Tulsi is one of the probably, well, to be fair, Aiko, I don't think Tulsi is the worst appointment. I think RFK Jr. is probably one of the more worst appointments. When you look at the fact that, like, in terms of qualifications and education-wise, I've actually heard people sit there and say that RFK Jr. is qualified because he tried cases against pharmaceutical companies. If that's even true, I haven't even researched that entirely. But even in the pharmaceutical companies, it's like you're a lawyer. Doesn't mean that you're a doctor now because you tried in a case. That's not how that works. RFK Jr. scares me the most. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's in a pretty important position regarding our health. Beyond her destroying Kamala in the primaries 5 years ago. Oh, okay. Yeah, did she win that election? No. So what'd she do? She went and grifted over to the right. Good job, Tulsi. You still haven't been able to tell me her qualifications. I was asked which one I'd block, and I'd say Tulsi because Gaetz was going to sabotage himself. Yeah, I don't know if Gaetz was a sabotage that he was doing. Like, this was known ahead of time, but it certainly feels that way. I know Marco Rubio certainly feels that way with how Marco Rubio is trying to basically get in Laura Trump, which I think is also more corruption. But again, MAGA is just too busy, just like got orange Cheeto dust everywhere. Have you seen that clip of him saying that there are papers saying COVID? Yes, dude. I've seen that testy. Or not, I haven't seen the actual paper, but I've heard of that. And this is what I'm saying is, like, if you want to put RFK Jr. in at like the head of the EPA, that's one thing, right? Like, I'm willing to sit there and not like completely see. That's the difference between me and like MAGA is MAGA will say that every single person that was ever nominated is a great pick, right? What's up, Tron? It'll sit there and say every single one of these are a great pick, right? But I'm willing to sit here and say, look, I think there's some that are good. I think there's some that are bad. That's a reasonable take to have. But unfortunately, reasonable takes nowadays are considered super far left. And like with Pam Bondi, I think she is qualified in terms of education. I think that people should have at least a minimum education of like that particular field that they're going into or some kind of extensive work background. Rubio at least has some understanding about foreign affairs. Tulsi will go to war with. Exactly, Aiko. Exactly. Tulsi's kind of a wild card too. Let's not forget anybody who sit here and supports Tulsi. She's a director of national intelligence. Isn't it going to face an FBI background check? Keep that in mind. Watch a video of Laura Trump talking. She's the smartest Trump by far. Look, you don't want me doing that, Tron. He still can't name how Tulsi is qualified. Yeah, he won't. Kevin won't. You lump in anyone who thinks Trump was a better option into MAGA. I'm a registered independent. Anybody who's a registered independent is somebody who supports Trump. Sorry, calling it like I see it. Everything you have stated, and this is the problem I see, is that anytime someone says I'm a libertarian or someone says I'm an independent, they aren't actually a libertarian or actually an independent. What they mean is that I'm too scared to support Trump. And so I'm going to give all of my positions in a favorable light to Trump, but I'm not going to take on the MAGA name because I know what kind of weight it carries. It's kind of actually the more chicken stance to take. Instead of sitting there and saying I'm MAGA, you're taking the chicken stance of saying I'm independent. Just saying, that's what it is. Oh, it's so sick, and we're going to get sicker with Kennedy in that position. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Vicky. That's unfortunately the situation we're going to be in with RFK. Elon scares me the most. Mark of the ushering in NWO research. His latest remarks calling us Rome talks about by 2020. Yeah, and keep in mind, Suzette, welcome in, by the way. Every single person that when you look at Donald Trump's cabinet, there's a lot of Project 2025 connections, and one of the FCC chair, they want to end up making giving Starlink in Project 2025. The FCC chair authored that portion of the FCC in Project 2025 and mentioned that they saw Starlink as like the next frontier. So Elon Musk has already saw great benefit from Donald Trump being elected, just elected, not even in office. He's going to continue to see great benefits, and his wealth is going to skyrocket. He's already, I think, the richest man on earth. I disagree on Laura Trump. Rubio at least has some understanding about foreign affairs. Tulsi will go to war. We already talked. Oh, we're way past that. I'm like, I thought I read that already. I fully support Trump, but I'm not a conservative. I don't care about abortion. I don't care about. I fully support Trump. Thank you. So you're not an independent. If you voted for him, you're not an independent. But I'm not a conservative. I don't care about abortion. I don't care about. Okay. Well, that makes you, that's still, if you're, that's fine. You can say you're independent, but again, all of your positions are going to lean more towards Trump. You haven't really levied any criticisms towards Trump. They've all favored Donald Trump. God, what's up, Bumper? God, I hope they do 2025 now. Why, Bumper? Why do you think that they should do that? Please tell me why. Then join Blue Sky. Yeah, Aiko, I don't know if you're talking to me, but I definitely joined Blue Sky. I think he told me that before. Yeah, Elon is the richest man on earth. He's only seeking to further enrich himself. Exactly, Tessie. That's all it is. It's a fire sale. Who can extract the wealth the fastest? Exactly. And you consistently look at that. I mean, Donald Trump is trying to do everything he can. A lot of his picks that are going in right now at the DOJ are certainly there because he knows that these immigration policies, which are abhorrent, if you support it, it's disgusting. I don't even like all the Project 25 at this point. I just want it for like the memes. I don't want anything like that for the memes. Project 25 is a joke. No one else is going to do that. Well, then tell me why then did Donald Trump, and this is why you don't know, because again, you're going to support Donald Trump blindly. Tell me why it is then that Donald Trump ended up nominating the FCC chair from the guy that was author of the FCC portion of Project 2025. Literally nominated the author of that chapter for the FCC chair. See you soon. Going to feed my cats. Okay, Vicky. Have fun. Memes is all that we have left. Yeah, pretty much, Testy. Sorry. I'm giving y'all a little bit of the dark pill here. But again, I encourage Vicky, I get it. Okay. And that's the other thing too, right? As memes help, but go volunteer. That's the real cure. Yeah, that's the whole thing, right? If you want to get out, help your community. I started doing that today as well. I saw that there was some things going on in my local community about some policies that were being pushed. I vote for Trump, Michael. Hey, listen, there can be, I dare say this, but more times than not, when I encounter Trump supporters, I end up seeing people who unabashedly support Donald Trump. If that is you, then that you are who I'm talking about. Do your research. Right now, the left has the truth. The left has the truth. The right has no truth on their side. Sorry. Or morals, quite frankly. The right has lost all moral compasses. I help by voting MAGA. You do your thing. Listen, in 4 years when millennials and younger can afford living again, that's all I care about. Yeah, good luck. There's not going to be anything for them to afford, Kevin, because they ended up implementing, Donald Trump's going to implement tariffs and deport everybody who's part of our labor market. Guess what? When you have a shortage of labor, oh, and remember, he wants to bring more companies here to the U.S. Oh, that's cool, except that the U.S. has a higher cost for labor. So products are going to go up and up and up and up and up. And so when you can't afford your beer, your MAGA beer by Hulk Hogan, yeah, let me know how that goes. Remember that Bud Light strike, everybody, where they were like, isn't this the funny thing, by the way, guys, that MAGA, Wes, isn't it funny that MAGA screamed about how Bud Light was doing DEI, and they screamed about it, even though it was American made. Remember, guys, American made. I love American made beer. Unless it's Bud Light, then I don't like it. I'm going to support other countries' beer, these import beers, the Stella Artois and everything else. And, well, guess what? That beer is going to get a whole lot more expensive. Wilson, what's up going, buddy? I voted for Trump because the person who is running for the Democrat cannot explain anything or tell us. She absolutely did. I would encourage you to go look at Donald Trump. Donald Trump's policy was drill, baby, drill. Didn't tell us how. He also sat there and was unable to explain how he was going to make childcare more affordable. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and play that clip. Donald Trump making it more affordable, right? Donald Trump affordable. Let's take a look at that clip, remember? Where is it? Affordable childcare. What's up, Only Fact? Welcome in. If you, why don't you leave the country? Because I care about my country. Thank you. The combination of gutting your workforce and raising the price of domestic good is crazy. Yeah, exactly. Ella cares about younger generations being able to buy things, but voted for Trump. Exactly. Wild, right? Exactly. Oh, here we go. I got the video up right here. I'll play it in just a second. Blue Moon is a giga-based and Bud Light is okay. Well, again, you want to support American made, that's fine, but your imports are going to get more expensive under Donald Trump. And I only believe in the Constitution is the only law of the land. Sorry, but you believe in the Constitution, but Donald Trump wants to upend the Constitution. Way to go, Michael. Sounds great. Sounds like a great idea. Vicky, I appreciate it. And I think the Democrats need to stop spending our tax dollars overseas and start spending it here, fend for themselves because nobody else funds for us. Yeah, well, guess what? Donald Trump is going to end up raising your taxes. All right, that's going to work real well. Biden broke OPEC in a genius move with the SPR. Yeah, exactly, Iko. He got rid of some of the strategic petroleum reserve, but then our oil production has gone through the roof. And now we're like what? I think it's a net exporter of oil. What's up, Kano? Welcome in. Womp womp, Mr. 2A man. Yeah, Donald Trump does not support the 2A. We already looked at that. So good luck on that. As a matter of fact, he put in like the bump stock ban and everything else. All right, let's go ahead and watch this real quick. Watch this because remember guys, you voted for the person who apparently has all of this stuff figured out. Let's go ahead and listen to what he has to say here about his childcare policies.
If you win in November, can you commit to prioritizing legislation to make childcare affordable? And if so, what specific piece of legislation will you advance?
Well, I would do that, and we're sitting down. I was somebody, we had Senator Marco Rubio, and my daughter Ivanka was so impactful on that issue.
Provide something of substance then, Base Welshman. You haven't provided anything.
It's a very important issue, but I think when you talk about the kind of numbers that I'm talking about, that because look, childcare is childcare. There's something, you have to have it. In this country, you have to have it. But when you talk about those numbers compared to the kind of numbers that I'm talking about by taxing foreign nations at levels that they're not used to, but they'll get used to it very quickly. And it's not going to stop them from doing business with us, but they'll have a very substantial tax when they send product into our country. Those numbers are so much bigger than any numbers that we're talking about, including childcare, that it's going to take care. We're going to have, I look forward to having no deficits within a fairly short period of time.
There will still be a deficit under Donald Trump.
Coupled with the reductions that I told you about on waste and fraud and all of the other things that are going on in our country, because I have to stay with childcare. I want to stay with childcare, but those numbers are small relative to the...
Okay, Base Welshman, let me go ahead and give it to you then. Hold on. Let me go ahead and give you the Discord link here. Oh, that's X. Hold on. Let me give you my Discord link. Of course, I don't have my Discord link popped up here. Let's finish here. So basically, this is it right here. This is the Trump paying for childcare through tariffs, right? That's going to work real well. I care about Americans, period. Illegals can stay in their broken country until ours is fixed, plain and simple. Okay, so you want to deport all illegal immigrants. Gotcha. Let me go ahead and get Base Welshman in here. Give me 1 second. I got to find my link. I got it pulled up on Discord. I believe you can hit ! Discord and YouTube. Matter of fact, I'll give it to everybody. More welcome to jump in. Wes, if you're free, buddy, if you can jump in and also help so we can vet these people so we don't just start having like random people coming in and start saying stupid crap. If you're free. If you're not free, don't worry about it. All the children love me. I'm the only protector. Yeah, this is the problem with Donald Trump right now, right? Donald Trump wants to sit here. And Donald Trump wants to, talk about, I'll make tariffs, I'll bring tariffs in. That doesn't address the issue. So remember, we voted for the guy, apparently, that was so clear, right? So clear. But so clear, he can't even answer how he's going to afford childcare. And his answer is tariffs. Oh, yeah, that's going to work. We can also look at his deficit. Remember, he's like, I'm not going to have a deficit. This man is going to have a high deficit.
Can't handle the truth.
Appreciate that subscription. I wasn't sure if YouTube was going to work on that with those alerts. But yeah, so Donald Trump, this is the problem I have, right? You want illegal immigrants, Wilson said. I'm so far behind on this. But I didn't catch this one. You want illegal immigrants so we can have cheap labor. You don't think they deserve a fair wage. I didn't say that. You did. Sorry, I had an emergency back. Oh, hope you're okay, Mandy. Hope you're okay. Nadon, never seen so many people suddenly supporting illegal immigrants. It's hilarious how upset you are. LOL, I hope you're able to admit when you're wrong, when America gets better and life improves. My life is not going to improve when the cost of my normal day-to-day groceries are going to go through the roof because of Trump's tariff plans and the shortage of labor that we're going to have from these undocumented immigrants. And secondly, if you want to talk about that, Nadon, please enlighten me. Do you think that the people who are, do you advocate? Because again, not surprised here. Every MAGA seems to do this. Do you think that Donald Trump is going to deport people who are here as DACA recipients? Do you think they're going to deport the people who are Do you think Donald Trump is going to deport the families and leave the children at home? How do you think that's going to go? You tell me, because this is the thing is MAGA loves to do this, don't they? Where they sit there and go, oh yeah, I love Trump. I love Trump. And then you'll sit there and you won't be able to answer a single damn question about facts. What's up, Kanoa? Thank you for that follow. I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, he's definitely going to go after DACA again. He tried doing it once already and didn't work. Paid by the person that brings it across the border. Right. Won't tariffs apply only to au pairs? What's au pairs? Aiko? So again, if MAGA wants to come in here and debate me, that's fine. Okay? Look, I'll tell you right now, though, my foreign policy is my weakness. You come in here trying to debate me about Ukraine and Russia, I can give you surface level debates, okay? That's off the books. But if you want to talk about some kind of like tariff policy, immigration policy, we can certainly open it up to that. But I'm tired of sitting here and listening to everybody with MAGA. I like Twitch better for commenting on streams. Yeah. Hey, Kano, it's okay. I appreciate you coming in, buddy. This is my problem, man. French girls babysitting our kids, right? Which passes the extra fee to the American customer. Exactly. This is the problem. Exactly. The American company is the one that's going to incur it. But MAGA doesn't have these facts. Tariffs will increase the price of foreign goods, thus making American goods prices more competitive. That's not how that works, Wilson. If you think that that's going to create more good, like okay. All right. So you think that it's going to create more goods. Do you think that those facilities have the capabilities to produce it? You think that it's not those American, and again, even then, let's talk about that for a second. There's a lot of issues with that, okay? American goods. Where do they get these American goods? Do you think all of their raw materials are created here in the United States? You don't think that they get any of their raw materials from other countries? You don't think that happens? You think that every single thing from the metal to the bolts and nuts. How can I not say this? I'm like mixing up words. You don't think that any of those, John Butts is in chat too. Butts and bolts. Yeah, something like that, okay? You got what I'm saying. You don't think any of those come from other countries? Targeted tariffs can be effective long-term. Blanket tariffs is going to be devastating. Exactly. It's going to be devastating. And it's going to affect what facts, please recap? Hold on. I'm going through. I got a whole bunch of people coming in on YouTube chat. Love it, by the way. Love all you guys coming in here on YouTube chat. It's like you forget Trump has already been president. And it was the best America ever was. That was 2016 to 2020 Donald Trump. We're dealing with the 2024 and moving onward or 2025 and onward Donald Trump. Okay? Point me to a policy, because before in 2016 and 2020, Donald Trump implemented one or a couple of tariffs. I believe one was on chips, and the other one was steel tariffs. And steel tariffs ended up raising prices of washing machines and several other products. I didn't say more good. The price of American goods will be more competitive with foreign goods. Good luck. You're still going to raise prices. Let's get down to the... I see what you did there, Wes. No, would it be way worse than shortages and lack of workers? Yeah, and that's the thing too, Vicky. This is the problem. They want to go in and deport all of these workers, which is going to cause more American labor. And fine, you want to bring companies back here to the United States. Well, American labor ain't cheap. And in fact, a lot of states have increased their minimum wage to like $15 an hour. So, I mean, your product that's like getting made. And look, I understand there's a whole lot of ethical issues with producing products overseas. Yo, thank you, Michael. Oh, you see how these things are like delayed. But here's the problem, is that you're going to go bring it over here. It's going to be a lot more expensive over here. Chips was Biden? Yeah, no. Okay, so wait, chips. So Biden put chips tariffs? I thought he reduced the tariffs. I don't know. But I remember I know Biden did the CHIPS Act. I know there was that. But I didn't know if that was a chips tariff. But I'm not sure. So you admit America was the best? No, it was not the best it ever was under Donald Trump. Okay. What I would argue with is that the fact that he had a 92% turnover rate, it was those 92% of people that he ended up turning over that kept America halfway sane. This time, there's not going to be a 92% turnover because every single person in Donald Trump's cabinet is going to sit there and say, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. That's what they're going to do. It'll take a generation, the raw materials are the bottleneck. Yeah, exactly. Trump has everyone convinced he's going to have gas at $1.50 a gallon. Exactly, Kano. This is the problem, is that All of MAGA thinks that they're going to have gas back to like 1990 prices. Gas ain't going down to 99 cents, guys. Sorry. News alert. That's the way that you get into a recession. If not worse, a depression. Chips as in like crisps. Yeah, right. So American businesses will now pay more to import while still not allowing American-made products to compete. So American business will now pay more to import while still not allowing American-made products to compete. I'm not sure what you're talking about. That 92% was deep state. Oh, it was the deep state. Got it. It was the deep state. Yeah, just like every single person that was a Republican that sat there and turned away from Donald Trump. Every single Republican that was like, oh, I don't like Donald Trump, gets called a rhino, right? That's kind of how that works, right? That's how that works. It's the deep state. It's after you. It's after you, you see. It kind of had a little bit of a Bernie twist to it. I like it. Right, that's how that works, right? Remember, any Republican who doesn't like Donald Trump is a rhino and out of there. I don't know if you were saying that sarcastically, John, but exactly, right? Make America great again. I always say this, too. The people who have Trump derangement syndrome are not actually the people that they think have Trump derangement syndrome. The people who have Trump derangement syndrome are Trump themselves. Oh, okay, you're being... Okay. They pushed you and Ty and Jeb away, which... Hey, yeah, they pushed me away. They pushed me into, well, Jeb's a little, but I'm not going to talk down on him. He's a good guy, but me and him definitely have had our arguments before, but definitely pushed a lot of us away to different degrees, right? I went to the lib side. I don't want to speak for Ty, but I think Ty went a little bit more to the left in terms of like being a center, and Jeb kind of went from being like probably MAGA more to like center right. I think he's like libertarian or something like that. Was just stating American-made goods cost more. American-made goods cost more to produce because of labor costs. Oh, yeah. Compared to other countries. Exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. Labor costs are expensive. And the problem is that when MAGA gets their way, because that's what MAGA wants, and sadly, a lot of MAGA supports this. When MAGA gets their way and a vast majority of Americans are deported, or a vast majority of undocumented immigrants are deported, they're going to end up rising prices even more. You don't, what's up, Law and Above? You don't have a problem with someone being handed the position, not elected the position? You don't have a problem with someone being handed the position, not elected. Oh, you're talking about Kamala Harris. Good old Kamala Harris. Yeah, she got 74 million votes. I have no problem with it. And in fact, she was voted on by the delegates. If the delegates had any issues, then they could have certainly not voted her in place. She was voted in. She wasn't given a primary, which is fine. And again, if you want to tell a private company how to run their business like a big government, go on. Be my guest. Be the big government that tells a private business what to do. That's up to you, though. Remember, a Democratic National Convention. Guess what? If they didn't like, because the whole premise about this, by the way, this whole premise that Kamala Harris wasn't given a primary is because they want to sit there and argue that she wasn't popular. Well, guess what? She was popular. And in fact, so popular. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if I have it and I don't have enough time because y'all are flying through chat. So popular that 90-something odd % of people want to actually go in and have Kamala run again in 2028. That's something poll I read. I don't know if that would be the right choice, but hey, people want it. What do you think about the salary cap kept at what it is now? What do you mean salary cap kept at what it is now? What are you referring to? He's going to bring back mental health care and insane asylums so all you Democrats get the help you need. Oh, so now we're going to go and just, instead of, it's not good enough that we're going to round up all we're not going to round up all these undocumented immigrants and do stop and frisk and possibly get people out of our country who are possibly American citizens. No, we're going to round up all of the libs. That sounds like a good policy. Run on that. Please let me know. Run on that, and you tell me how you do in your local community. You might do good. You might have a few people that might actually like that. It's a threat to democracy. Okay, not a threat at all. American people can still vote on whoever they wanted to vote for. Certainly not the same as what happened with Donald Trump with the fake slate of electors. Not super privy to all the ins and outs of that, but yeah, not the same. We're not going back, right? Wilson, it's expensive compared to goods from other countries. Why is it not the right choice if she's so popular? Deport all the... Well, I'm saying that I don't think she was the right choice because she lost, to be clear, because clearly she wasn't able to... Here's the thing: is we had 80 million voters during Joe Biden, right? 80 million voters. She got 74 million, right? So there was about 6 million people on the left who did not feel energized enough to come out and vote, right? Whether that be people in Texas, whether that be people in Florida. So that is why I said that I don't know if it was necessarily the right choice, but I think that she was a good candidate regardless. I think given the fact that she had 3 months to run, I think Kamala Harris did a freaking fantastic job. Or 3 or 4. 80 million voters. Yeah, every single one of those have been struck down in court for the most part, or not been given standing or anything like that. If you join the Discord to call in, join the channel that Wesley is in, and join Wes, and Wes can go ahead and bring you up once he vets you. I want Buttigieg. He served in the military, so he get the right vote. I don't think Buttigieg is the right choice, unfortunately. American consumers will pay Sony's tariffs. Yeah, exactly. Hard to agree with Buttigieg. I don't agree with Buttigieg. I think I've seen actually, and I kind of agree with Kyle Kalinske on this a little bit. Jon Stewart might be an interesting pick. Unfortunately, he doesn't really want to run, but I think he's a good equivalent to Donald Trump on the right. What's up, Miss Mandy? Hey, we wanted everybody in chat. We got everybody now, Miss Mandy. Helping people with mental health care is a threat to democracy. Wow, that is the most democratic thing. Helping people with mental health care is a threat to democracy. That is the most democratic thing I've ever. What are you talking about, A-Night? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm from Philadelphia area, now living in the one blue county in Ohio. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like, look, even when I was talking about Mark Cuban was going Destiny, yo, that'd be wild. Yes, please like the stream if you're liking this and follow. Mark Cuban would be pretty cool on Destiny, but Destiny's so large, he's getting a whole lot of people. Hell, I think he'd probably talk to Elon Musk at one point. But that's the other thing too, isn't it funny that people would sit there and the right was like, oh, Kamala Harris and those celebrities, MAGA, rah! And next thing you know, they ended up bringing on Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a celebrity in his own right. Oh, I wonder if Vicky is up here in Cleveland with me. Probably. I don't know. Maybe. Go look at the U.S. Customs Declaration website, HS codes. I don't know what you're talking about. Only fact. I love Jon Stewart, the guy that asked what's the number one cause of end children in America, right? I'm not sure if that's him, but I know he advocated a lot for the victims of 9/11, for the I believe it was like the burn barrels, or not burn barrels. There was something like that. Oh, you're talking Talon? Okay, gotcha. But yeah, guys, this is my problem when I have with like the MAGA. Okay, if you're in chat and you're MAGA, speak up. Tell me why you think. You know, more welcome to come in here and disagree with me. But yeah, this is the problem. When I see my neighbor getting deported and I look at it, I'm gonna look, and I don't like shaming people, but you know what? At the end of the day, you voted. Your vote caused that. Votes have consequences, and that's exactly what it looks like. Who's more important to humanity, Elon Musk or Cardi B? More important to humanity. That's an interesting question. I think, and this is maybe a hot take, I think neither. Okay. I think they're about net neutral. I think they're both about the same in their own regard. I think when you look at Elon Musk, I think that his company would still run with or without him. Quite frankly, I don't think that Elon Musk is anything unique to SpaceX or anything like that. I think he certainly has the great spokesperson, but I don't think that he is uniquely anything brilliant when it comes to SpaceX. Are they in the country illegally? Wilson, if you want to defend deporting children and mothers who have probably paid taxes to the government, and you're for doing no-knock warrants on people's homes, by all means, take that stance. I think it's morally reprehensible, but hey, at least you're being consistent. Every GOP president named Bush in the past 50 years was a celebrity. Exactly, Aiko. When you read my other comment about Trump bringing back mental health care, you said it would be a threat to... No, Adon, I'm sorry. I'm going to twist things up. No. Somebody else commented it was a threat to democracy, and I believe it was in reference... I thought it was in reference to the Kamala Harris vote. The problem is the person that you voted in was the person who let them in illegally without any actual way to get them into citizenship or to do this the right way. They just stopped enforcing... Wait, the problem is the person that you... The problem is the person that you voted in was the person who let them in illegally without any actual way to get them into citizenship or to do this right. Well, no, Cadillac, if you're referring to like Kamala Harris definitely wanted to try to have a pathway to citizenship, so much so that they tried to at least help with some of these immigration judges through the bipartisan border bill. But Republicans wanted to scream out Ukraine funding that was in the bill that was like a small, like 1% of the entire bill. And what they wanted, and they stopped it because of Donald Trump. And now that Donald Trump is getting in, Donald Trump doesn't even want real meaningful reform. Donald Trump just wants to deport every person out of this country. So, no, I'm good. I've never done that a day in my life, Mr. Dean, by the way. I'm for law and order, not feelings. No, you're for feelings. You're 100% for feelings. I'm for law and order. Okay. You're for feelings. Your fifis get hurt. Anytime you mention like Trump's crowd, MAGA goes nuts. I'm for law and order. Spare me when you voted for the man who was a convicted felon. You voted for the man who ended up getting held liable for SA. What's the law? I believe it's like a misdemeanor at most to cross the border illegally. Immigration, yeah, probably. It's probably like it depends on the situation as well. And you would know the law and order. The Constitution allows immigrants a due process. So if you want to go through and you want to violate the Constitution, you want them to just start rounding up people and taking them to a camp and then deporting them. Be my guest, but guess what? You're violating their constitutional rights. So good job. They waited almost 3 years to do that. What about the 2.5 years before that? I believe they put in some certain policies or whatnot. But again, if you want to talk about the previous president, that's fine. You're trying to deflect away from what Donald Trump's going to do. That's okay. If you're a refugee, then crossing the border is not even a misdemeanor. Yeah, exactly, Aiko. And own trucks. You still like every other Democrat talking head. We have actually lived through this now. And that's the reason why Donald Trump won is because everything you're saying has been debunked. It's all false. What's been debunked? Please tell me what's been debunked. The fact that Donald Trump, that you have Tom Homan. Here, guys, you know what? Let's go through the Tom Homan timeline, okay? You, MAGA, wanted to sit here and vote for this. Let's do this. Let's go to Tom Homan and look at what you voted for, okay? Let's look at Tom Homan's immigration stances, huh? Sounds good? Sounds good. Let's do it. Is this what you wanted, right? Okay, so one of his quotes here is from 60 Minutes. Is there a way to carry out mass deportations without separating families? Of course there is. Families can be deported together. Let's see. I hear a lot of people say the talk of mass deportation is racist. It's threatening to the immigrant community. Says Tom Homan, Trump's former acting director. He argues it should only be threatening to the illegal immigrant community, which means every single person across the border. What about this one? He would be doing workplace immigration raids. I got to send twice as many officers to LA. He wants to send twice as many officers to LA because we're not getting any assistance. And then that's what they're going to do. Let's see. Where is the other one here? This one was new. If you want to blame someone for separating families, blame the parents who chose to break the law. Sanctuary cities put criminals first and Americans last. Tom Homan doesn't give a rat's butt where you came from. Okay. And that's who you voted for. Convicted felon. He was never convicted for anything. They've been trying for a decade. Hey, Nadon. Funny you say that. He was convicted in New York of 34 counts. This is false. You just sat there. You just said a falsity. They came together. They can leave together. Oh, okay, Jared Wilson. Yep. Mighty brave of you. You can jump into chat if you want. Or if you're too cowardly, that's okay. You can jump into the Discord and talk about these immigration policies. If you're here illegally, I don't think you have rights. Well, that is not what the Constitution says, John. The Constitution states that once you enter U.S. grounds, you are afforded due process. If you're really just talking points with that dude, yeah, exactly. Everything you just said, they waited almost 3 years before they even put forth a bill to fix anything. They just stopped enforcing the border. I just proved you wrong. What do you mean you just proved me wrong? What do you mean you just proved me wrong? The fact that they enforced a bill 3 years later, I can go through if you want me to sit here. I don't have time and I don't quite frankly care. I'm looking at what happened with Donald Trump. You're voting for Donald Trump. I'm excited for it. Yes. Okay, go ahead. What's up, Char? Illegal crossing is illegal. Great. Glad to see that. You have the right to be deported. Okay, that's great. Y'all guys, you MAGA wanted this. Go ahead. Explain what underlying crime was. What's up, Bruce? Explain what underlying crime was used to amplify Trump's 34 charges. I can look at those. I believe it was the fact that he ended up. The idea was that he ended up giving those campaign donations, classifying those payments to John. John Conan or whatever. He classified them as a business expense. It wasn't a campaign donation or something along those lines. But that's a whole nother argument that I'm just saying. You can argue the merits or not. The fact is, he was still convicted. He was still convicted. We signed a treaty that was also ratified by the Senate, ensuring a hearing for everyone claiming asylum. Can't back out of that treaty without breaking a promise we made to Hollow. Yeah, exactly, Aiko. This is the problem. In order to pass some of these policies, they would inherently have to get rid of some of these constitutional protections, some of these links and everything else. Get bit like Kamala, loser? Okay, go ahead. Man, your name is dark, dude. I can't see what you're saying. I don't know if it's gay nation. Take the first guns first, go through due process second. Exactly. Convicted means that he gets sentenced. See, okay, you know what? Let's look this up because most of you guys like do this talking point and it's so freaking silly. You're like, oh, why are they convicted? Which I have not seen anything, and you guys can't provide any kind of source. Look at this. A person can be convicted of a crime without receiving a prison sentence if they're convicted, given a non-prison. Let me see. What is the difference between guilty and convicted? A person charged with a crime is by law. Innocent being convicted of a crime means that the person has pled guilty or has been found guilty after trial. It's as plain as that. So there you go. And it's so funny to me when they do this, like, well, he wasn't sentenced, so it's not a conviction. Okay, great. I'm glad that he was not sentenced. But guess what? He was still found guilty by a jury of his peers. Okay, so you want to play these semantics games, go right ahead. I think it's a silly argument to have. Cadillac brother, you debunked absolutely nothing, yeah. I'm going to get charged with defamation? Go ahead. That's funny. I've seen late nights full. Cadillac brother, you debunked, paid for on our tax dollars. Cohen testified that Trump wasn't involved in the Stormy Daniels negotiations and then later added it. Look, if you want to argue with me about the Trump trial, that's not what I'm here to do. And you're trying to deflect from the fact that Donald Trump has terrible policies. So go on. Continue. Please continue to try to deflect. And keep doing that gobbledygook. I know, it's so great. You got the Cheeto dust everywhere. Do it anymore, you're going to have a lot more Cheeto dust. Convicted first, then sentencing? Exactly. Exactly, Winter. Welcome in, Walter. Foxhound, go sit in the corner and think about what you did. Oh, I forgot. Miss Mandy has the ball. Miss Mandy has the wrench. Miss Mandy, I appreciate you. I almost forgot. I'm like, man, I don't have anybody in my YouTube chat with a wrench. I need to give Aiko a wrench. I'm glad you're in here. Because I'm like, this can get out of hand real quick. I'm stirring the pot a little bit with the MAGA. I'm like, this can get out of hand real quick. Unless he gets a gubernatorial pardon, right? Semantics, we're talking about almost 3 years straight of people crossing our border without restriction before this administration did anything to try to stop it. What are they trying to do, Cadillac? Please tell me, what is Donald Trump's immigration policy? What is Donald Trump's immigration policy? Don't argue with people, my guy. Right. I'll take a wrench here too if you want. Yeah, Wes, I'll give you a wrench. Let me go ahead and do that. I think I have my chat pulled up here. Let's see. Might give Aiko one too. I'm going to try to do this as best as I can. I've been completely ignoring Kick Chat. Where is Wes? There's Wes. Add as moderator. Oh, that's easy. There we go. All right. Wes has got it, and I'm going to give it to Aiko as well. Aiko, you're going to get a wrench. All right. There we go. Now y'all are given the golden wrench. There you go. Hey, I just need somebody when they pop in to have it, okay? I'm grateful to God that Donald Trump won. Oh, wait. I need to try to find Cadillac. You invited people to say something in your stupid chat? Oh, okay. Thank you, Cadillac. Great. You provided nothing of substance. These cases that were brought against President Trump were absolutely politically motivated. They brought back a years-old case that was a misdemeanor weaponizing the judicial system. Please tell me again, Michael, what are they planning on doing? He already had his immigration policy, and we had the lowest border crossing in the last 40 years until Joe Biden got office. So what is he going to do moving forward, Cadillac? Oh, my dog's standing in front of it. So what he's going to do? Illegal immigrants came across here by millions. None of them had to get the vaccine while Americans were losing their jobs and businesses were being shut down. Okay, so what is Donald Trump planning on doing? Char? I'll show you your kick. Drop a link here. You have to go to my link tree, Miss Mandy. I've got a whole bunch of things flying through here right now. But it's in my link tree. I think I actually did it in my YouTube bio or something like that. Actually, I thought I had. Let me see. Let me try doing socials. That might be it. I'm not sure. That might provide it. You remember when Trump and we was looking at the map showing the illegal border cross? That's great, Cadillac. You still haven't shown me. Actually, it's terrible. First of all, you should not condone that whatsoever. But you still haven't provided any solutions. We need to split up families. They all can be deported as one. Ah, there it is. There it is. The MAGA revealed themselves. MAGA has no shame. all they want to do. Yep, see, exactly. This is what you voted for. Mask off. Get MAGA to go mask off. There it is. They don't care. They want to deport immigrants. They don't care if they came here and they've contributed to society. They don't care. So yeah, glad to see that. Thank you. Thank you for proving my point. And without looking it up, you keep on saying they were for misclassifying business expenses. Something along those lines. I forgot the exact terminology, but it was essentially that. And there was 34 payments, I believe is what it was. And so those 34 payments ended up getting classified that. Thank you. Anyways. What are you supposed to do? Put children in cells and adults waiting trial? Well, here's the problem. Ouch, ouch. Thank you for joining. Appreciate you following. Here's the problem is that MAGA wants to do this, but guess what? A lot of these policies are going to get held up in courts. And so where are those people going to be sitting while it's being held up in court? Guess what? They're going to be sitting in those camps. Because guess what? They'll still be arrested. They'll still be put in these camps, but they're not going to get deported. Why? Because the judge is going to put a hold on it. So guess what? They're going to be sitting there, sitting in those camps. Remember those camps that we saw under Donald Trump's presidency? Remember that child separation policy that Stephen Miller had a hand in? Yeah, I remember that. Oh, Katie, what's going on? Welcome in. He already said he wants to deport the criminals first and people already court ordered for deportation. Guess what? Guess how Stephen Miller and Tom Homan classify criminals? Anybody who crosses the border illegally. That is who they consider criminals. The processing time is one of the biggest issues of why they're losing track of people waiting for it. Well, exactly. That's the biggest issue right there, Testy, is that the proper immigration reform is to honestly have more funding for immigration judges, have some border funding. Oh, I lefty for border funding. Yeah, I'm for that. We could even reform our asylum process. I'm completely fine with that as well. But I'm not for, to be clear, I'm not for going through door to door, knocking down doors and taking parents out of their house and leaving their children in the house to be picked up by foster care. That's not what I'm for. That's not the American way. That's not due process. It was their claim that all records pertaining to those payments justify an individual charge. Either way, I don't care. It's deflection. I really, quite frankly, don't care. Point is he was convicted. He was convicted by a jury of his peers. Say what you want. You want to play semantics of the term convicted? Be my guest. A jury of his peers said guilty. Period. Hey, genius, that was started by Obama. What? Oh, the Obama camp. Oh, so guess what? It's okay that Trump did it. You see, Obama started it, so it's okay that Trump did it. Spare me. The only thing you've proven is that I got what I voted for. I'm happy. Hey, go ahead. That's okay. You got what you voted for. That's great. I'm glad you voted for an authoritarian. Trump is a double bind. He either overvalued the properties, the banks and insurance companies are undervalued them to the IRS. He has to pick one. Exactly, Aiko. I really don't, quite frankly, don't care that much, honestly, about the ins and outs of these particular issues. More so the fact that it's funny to me when MAGA will sit there and try to take this like high road and say, oh, I care about the law and order. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is the last person about law and order. How about military at the border? We already kind of have that by way of like border patrol. You could probably have military. I would probably be fine, quite honestly, putting the military at the border, helping out border patrol. But I'd have an issue with whether or not they'd be deputized. So if you're using it in a means to way to like kind of temporarily put a Band-Aid on staffing issues at the border, that's fine. But if you're talking about permanently, yeah, we got some other issues with that. The reason they have to be deported is because it's absolutely essential to value becoming a legal American citizen. Oh, so the value is what we care about, guys. We don't care that we're going to send them back and they're American citizens, that they're DACA recipients or anything like that, or they have a potential asylum claim. We're just going to go ahead and deport them over to the country and we'll figure out the rest later, right? Yeah, sounds good. The Remain in Mexico policy, by the way, there was about 690 American citizens that were caught up in that. Yeah, so that's great. He's a sole nominee in history. There's a good chance. Okay, Aiko, let's calm down, Aiko. So your answer is to just leave the borders open and not care. See, Michael, this is the problem with you and MAGA, okay? You'll assume that my position is that we should just open up the borders. Nowhere, no how, no way have I stated as such. Open up your ears. And stop making excuses for the fact this administration did absolutely nothing for 3 years to create the problem. You still have not answered my question because I can't go back and fix it. I could sit here and agree with you that the border has not been handled the past 3 years, but guess what? It does nothing because What do you want to do? You want to go back 3 years and change it? I'm looking at the future. I'm looking at what's going to happen with Donald Trump's policies. Donald Trump doesn't care about this border infrastructure bill or bipartisan border bill. Why? Because he wants to just go ahead and take the far extreme position to get rid of everybody. Yeah, the borders aren't open. My bet is that Trump does what he did last time. A lot of photo ops. Didn't he run on both the wall last time? Yeah, exactly, Mark. Woo! Y'all got me screaming. Got my throat all itchy. Yeah, and he was supposed to get Mexico to build the wall and never did. New York City mayor said he spent $6 billion on illegals. Biden won't let the mayor make them work or won't let him deport ones that can make. I don't know about that one, Katie. Immigration was an all-time 50-year low. Okay, so that chart, by the way, I don't know if that's the one you're referring to, was pretty funny because it actually was not correct. It actually, Donald Trump saw a spike going up before he left. But you are saying you disagree with separating children. What do you do with them? Lock them up with adults. What's your solution about the problem? Yeah, Talon, I'm glad you asked this. So here's the thing. My solution is not deporting parents who have been... If you have someone who's come across the border and has done everything they can in society, they've gotten a job, they've held a job, they've not had even a misdemeanor, right? Even some misdemeanors I would probably be fine with being not reason to deport. I wouldn't deport them, right? I would sit there and try to find a pathway to citizenship for those individuals. And in some cases, they even contribute to the IRS. And so in those cases especially, it should be given that. Now, those who commit, like, say, felonies should be treated like all other U.S. citizens, right? They should be deported after they have been found guilty of that particular crime. And just like any other U.S. citizen, yes, the child, unfortunately, would go to foster care or another relative. But that's the other issue, right? Is that if we had, like, let's say a mother and a father, and the mother were to commit the crime, well, then the mother would be the one that would end up going to jail, right? In this case, we have the mother and the father, assuming that they're both undocumented immigrants, both getting sent away for no other reason other than Donald Trump does not like undocumented immigrants at all, just all together. So that's where I have an issue. Let's see. I'm so out of energy. What's up, Ouch? With debating the Trump world, they won. It's all going to burn. We all know that. It seems that that's what they want. They want to know what suffering really is. Yeah, ouch. MAGA's full mask off at this point. There's a few people that I've come across that are like, wow, I didn't realize that that's what Donald Trump wanted to do. And then there's others they're like, yeah, deport them all. Deport them all. I don't care. Deport them all. And they've gone full mask off. So, you know what? When Donald Trump tries to do that, guess what? Donald Trump's going to lose a hell of a lot of support. I believe it. I think he's going to lose quite a bit from his base. I would hope that we have some kind of democracy left, or democratic processes left in 2026 and 2028. And I think that who's going to get it in 2028? I think Don Jr. is probably going to end up trying to run. I think there's a lot of suggestions that he's probably going to be the one to run. So, which is going to be even more terrifying, to be quite frank with you. One immigrant agent said she dropped off 9 kids at one house and has no idea where they are. Yeah, it's separation and child separations happened under child separations happened under Donald Trump. In fact, Stephen Miller, I believe, was the architect for that. Stephen Miller or Tom Homan, one of the two. People are tired of the illegals. Yeah, tired of illegals. What? Why? What did the illegals do to you? What did the TO and I don't know the Spanish word. What had they done next door to you? What had they done to you? Nothing. They're just living their life. Now the criminals, sure, the people who've committed like felonies and have actually like been a complete drain, like in that sense. Yeah, I would agree with you on that. I don't think me and you would disagree. They're tired of illegals getting help while veterans get help. See, I'm tired of this damn talking point. So the answer is, this is what so drives me nuts. I'm sorry if I'm going off on you, Katie, but this is something that drives me so nuts. So the solution is, oh, well, the immigrants, they're getting all this funding, but veterans aren't. So we're going to deport all the immigrants. How does that make sense? You're sitting there saying, well, veterans aren't getting enough funding. So instead of actually funding veterans or defunding these programs that these immigrants are getting, we're just going to deport them all. That makes sense. Let's just deport all these immigrants instead of funding veterans. You're telling me that's the best policy? Spare me. I know. Parents are breaking the law when they come in here, so let's just deport everybody, right? Yep, that's how it works, Char. Sounds good. I think it'll be AOC against JD Vance 2028. AOC would be pretty cool, but I don't think that's who's going to run. Yeah, that makes sense, Katie. Yep, let's just go ahead and deport all of them. You know, we're not going to fund veterans. We don't want to just like, the solution isn't just to provide more funding. No, the solution is to get rid of them all, right? That makes sense. Do you think all crimes are equal to Exactly. Are all crimes equal? No. Obviously, that's the obvious answer, but Char won't say such. JD Vance 2028. Oh, man, that'd be crazy. What's up, Richard? Soy boy? Nah, I don't drink soy. I drink protein. I drink whey protein isolate, baby. Whey protein isolate, grass-fed and finished. I know all you MAGA love RFK Jr. and know all about that. Only y'all just now started caring about nutrition after the McDonald's fiasco, right? Remember when RFK Jr. was spotted with a picture of McDonald's? Remember that promotion that we're going to make America healthy again as I'm eating a big pile of fries from McDonald's, or when Donald Trump did that photo op at McDonald's because he had never worked a minimum wage job in his entire life. At some point, you have to wonder if these people have ever asked themselves, am I racist? All I have to do is look in the mirror. Whoa, leave the church out of this. He already said there's over 1 million violent crime illegals they wanted to deport first. That makes the other have to pay tax. No. No, Katie. They want to deport every single person who crossed the border. And to be clear, anybody who crossed the border they consider criminals. You can just look no further than our chat. Our own chat right here has classified anybody who crosses the border to be a criminal, and they want them gone. And again, Katie, if that's what they want to do, that's great. But again, that's not what they want to do. I know it looked like the kid that was forced to take in front of the cool kids to make sure he wasn't a cop. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the photo picture with RFK Jr. and the McDonald's. Yeah, he kind of had his hand in the cookie jar there. He was like, uh-oh. Yep, send them all back. It's ridiculous. Trump wants to make all undocumented immigrants retroactively criminals since he wants to officially classify unauthorized, what's up, neighborly sheep poster? Entrance as a crime. On top of that, he wants to remove protected status for refugees. Yeah, exactly. Let's look at Donald Trump's past. He's wanted to get rid of temporary protection status for Haitian migrants. He's wanting to get rid of DACA. So these are two of Trump's previous policies that he's wanted to do. So yeah, I have no doubt. Oh, and he took part in child separation policies too. There's that. So we can, yeah, let's look back at Donald Trump's immigration policies, right? Doesn't look any better. DACA will now be criminals. Exactly, neighborhood. But keep in mind, the Supreme Court, this is the funny thing. He's going to have a hard time getting around that because the Supreme Court overturned that particular ruling. I understand that. I'm okay. What if we are set on deporting then, but agree on DACA, which is pretty much the sentiment? How can you meet both these? I understand you would let them stay. I would too with no citizenship, but I'm super against sending children to camps with adults. Well, here's the thing. You can't have both. You either deport the mothers with the children and violate DACA, or you separate families by sending the families over to sending the families to a camp, and then you send the children over to foster care. There is no middle ground. It's a lose-lose either way. So how about we provide a pathway to citizenship? Oh, but we can't do that because some bad apples ended up ruining it for the bunch. The 300,000 alleged people, which that data is skewed, we're just going to go ahead and let those 300,000 people that are like, the funny thing is MAGA talks out of both sides of their mouth. They'll 1 minute sit there and say that there are, you'll have Trump or MAGA will 1 minute sit there and say, oh, I think there's 20 million people coming across the border. And the next thing they'll sit there and go, oh, there's 300,000 criminals. It's like, yeah, bro, that means there's like 1% of all illegal undocumented immigrants coming across the border that are committing crimes. I'm okay with separation. I'm not okay with sending them to camps. Well, that's what they're going to do. That's literally what they're going to do. They've already, Stephen Miller has said such. Let's go ahead and look at Stephen Miller, by the way. I think Stephen Miller, where's Stephen Miller's thing here? Let's see. Stephen Miller. Oh, this is Blue Sky. Whoopsie. Common mistake. Went to Blue Sky. Whoopsie. Where is it? Trying to find it. There's a video, very specific video, that he talked about camps. Right here. You stab. Look at this. I'll show you in case you don't believe me. Because again, MAGA doesn't like to believe me on anything. Do you have any thoughts about why Gaetz dropped out? Do you think he was forced out by Trump? I think there was certainly an element there that he was forced out by Trump. All right, let's take a look at this.
Move a flight. So you grab muscular 212Fs. That's the travel ban authority. We did a few of those in the Trump administration. You would bring those back and add new ones on top of that. You would establish large-scale staging grounds for remove a flight. So you grab illegal immigrants and then you move them to the staging grounds, and that's where the planes are waiting for federal law enforcement to then move those illegals home. You deputize the National Guard to carry out immigration enforcement, and then you also deploy the military to the southern border, not just with a mission to observe, but with an impedance and denial mission. In other words, you reassert the fundamental constitutional principle that you don't have a right to enter into our sovereign territory, to even request the asylum claim. The military has the right to establish a fortress position on the border and to say no one can cross.
Yeah, so he wants to put people in camps, and there's been rumors that Texas is already setting up some of those camps to begin with. So there you go. Anybody who doesn't believe me, go take a look at it. They already broke the law by coming over illegal. 100% of all illegal aliens are criminals. Okay, that's great. So I'm glad you want to, do that. And I know that we're doing keyboard warriors and that nobody wants to actually come into Discord and chat. I would encourage one of you guys to stop being cowardly. Come into Discord. Show your voice. Otherwise, you're just going to be a keyboard warrior and you're not going to actually go on here and actually talk to me. Yeah, come on to Discord. Debate me. None of y'all want to debate me. Y'all just want to sit there behind the keyboard. Yeah, I'm about right there, Testy, quite frankly. It's kind of annoying because I know that a lot of people in chat are just trying to say it because they know they are there. They're behind a keyboard and they're like, oh, I can say whatever I want to say. Honestly, I'm getting real tired of this idea that MAGA is just like full mask off about their policies. And something that really irritates me is the inhumane nature of MAGA now. I'm liking what you're talking about. Yeah, exactly, Vicky. MAGA. Oh no, you scared Bruce? Right, exactly. Nobody wants to come into Discord. They don't want to debate me. Here, matter of fact, I'll go ahead and put this Discord invite in here for anybody who wants to join. Please feel free to join. Wesley is there to talk with you guys. Yeah, I'm at that point, Iko. I'm cleaning house. Yeah, I appreciate it, Miss Mandy. Yeah, we're at the point right now where MAGA's coming in and they're just saying stuff, but put a voice behind it. Stand behind your position. Come into Discord. I'm getting to that point, and I'll start calling them out. And mods, if you want to go ahead and start banning people as well, I'm completely cool with that as well. Because I'm really tired. I'm really tired of dealing with these maggots, who are sitting here and not actually standing by their positions. They then vote for Donald Trump and have no problem going mask off. Tired of it. I appreciate it, Miss April. Miss April's like, say the word. No, I'm ready. No, Twitch is actually doing pretty good. Jaylee sauce. You can keep Jaylee. Keep Jaylee. Hey, keep Jaylee. It's all right. Well, hey. Come on, Jaylee. Come in. Defend your position. Tell me why. Let's go, buddy. Come on. Come in here. Tell me your position. We need literacy tests for voting. Oh, okay, Winter. You're one of those guys, Winter. Come on in, Winter. This is your choice. Discord or ban. You got 5 seconds. You got 30 seconds. Come on in. Yeah. Come on in, Winter.
You can't handle the truth.
Are you memeing? Appreciate your. Oh, you subscribed. Yo. Oh, for the join and elaborate. Okay, join in. Join the Discord. You're up. You are up for the Discord or ban. Here, I'll go ahead and share that with you. Wes is in the waiting room. You just have to go and talk to him. The most stringent on immigration rules. Casually say separate them from the children. Yeah, that's deplorable. It does feel pretty callous, like, right? Just like, oh yeah, deport them, like separate them from their children. I don't care. Send them across the border to a place they've never been. Right now it's 4:55. I'll give you till like 4:57. And if you're not in there in 4:57, give me a hot second. I have to turn on my PC not running. Okay. Go ahead and do that. I'll give you a little bit. I'll give you to like 5 o'clock. I'm probably going until about 5:30, guys. So if you want to debate me, please join in. I mean, you separate criminals from the children every day. Jaylee, I'm glad you said that. Yeah, there's a big difference between a parent who, well, first and foremost, a parent who's in the United States who commits probably the chance that they would get their child taken away from there is probably due to some kind of a child neglect crime in which they probably did some kind of like a felony, right? They may have done robbery. They may have been possession of Schedule I substances or things of that nature. That's a huge difference between somebody who hasn't committed a serious crime, okay, like these people who cross the border. And what's the difference between deported and going to jail? You're not serious, right? The person being deported is being removed from this country and cannot come back and go into a country that they probably have never seen. You can't take your kids in jail with you? Yeah, but guess what? You can have visitation. You can have visitation. When you deport the mother and the father, guess what? That child cannot have visitation. Why? Because they're in the United States while their parents are over in a whole other country, probably clear across the seas. I would love to debate you. I don't know how to do it. I'm old. Okay, Michael. I got you. Hey, Mike. I get it. I respect it. Here's all you got to do is you got to join the Discord. That's the best way to do it. And then you might have to create an account and kind of come in and do all that stuff. I'll let you slide though. Like we do separate families for shit like smoking weed or not paying parking tickets already. Yeah, I mean we already do that, but that's a clear difference, right? Between like actually going in, right, and removing them just because of the fact that they came across the border illegally. I know what your stance is, Wes. Fortunately, never seen they get sent back to their own country. Yeah, they get sent back to their country, so we're just gonna go ahead and separate families. The kid's home country is usually the United States because that's where they're exactly, Cano. Exactly. Their home country is here. That's where they were born. That's the whole point of DACA. And keep in mind, Stephen Miller and Tom Homan want to get rid of birthright citizenship. Unless someone is a Native American, we are all immigrants, immigrating poor. There you go. There you go, Aiko. Join the Discord once you're. Oh yeah, you just West. This guy's losing it. What am I losing it? Hey, Nadon, you want to come in too? I can have you do it. I could do a 2v1 debate. Honestly, you're more than welcome to come in. It's 4:58. You got 2 more minutes. Who was it? Wintermellon, you got 2 more minutes, buddy. There are just tons of bigots that were raised by other bigots. No difference. There's a legal way to come into this country. Gotcha. So Ed Higgs, you think that we should just go ahead paste the link in Chrome? Didn't work. I'll send you. It should work. Let me go ahead and see because I've had other people join. I'm still trying. I got you. Let me make sure that the invite works, but it should work. Let's see. Server settings. Nothing on that link was wrong. Yeah, that entire link is right. Yeah, click the link instead of pasting. Here, I'll send this to you now. Do you know what DACA is? Yes, deferred. Was it deferred action? Something another. Oh goodness. DACA acronym. Deferred action for childhood arrivals. So there you go. So to be more humane to send the kids back with their criminal parents. You're funny. Rather than break the families up. Would it be more humane to keep them here? How about that? You forgot that option. Yeah, I think it's more humane to keep them here than sending them to a country that they probably have never grown up in. Yeah, I think that's a more humane situation. Oh, you had to click it? Okay, yeah. There you go. There you go. Winter is now in the debate room. We were waiting for him to get vetted out through Wesley. Winter, you're going to have to open up your headphones. There you go. Yeah. You're going to talk with Wes. All right. We're getting ready here. And we'll have Wintermellon in. I'm glad to see Wintermellon actually joined in. I'll commend that. Wes, whenever they're ready, you can go ahead and throw them up. So we should have no border? I didn't say that. I think we should have a border. If you think I'm someone who's going to advocate for no borders, you're absolutely insane. So what we're probably going to do is we're probably going to be debating Winter for probably about 30 minutes. And then we're probably going to start wrapping up stream around 5:45 to 6 o'clock. DACA isn't born in the U.S. It's about children who had been brought here by their parents when they were really young, not on their accord, and only place they know is the U.S., not their country of origin. Often they don't even speak the language of their parents. Did you get that from GPT, neighborly? Did you get that from Chat GPT? That sounded like a Chat GPT answer. No? Well, you're very educated on it. Type it out of my head. That's good. Yeah, as far as DACA goes, either way, the point is that they have been over here their entire life. So, I mean, that's the point, right? Is they either way, even if they weren't born here, they've known nothing but the United States their entire life. If you think sneaking into another country isn't a big deal, I challenge you to go sneak into another country and see what happens to you. That's great. So I'm glad that there's other countries that I would also advocate against some of their policies. Yeah, I would totally advocate against that inhumane policy. I think there should be definitely a pathway to citizenship if that country decides to have it, but I'm not in that country. So I'm in this country, and I'd rather not become a third world country that does that to their citizens. Yeah, I wouldn't like to do that. I'm just clarifying that DACA thing. Oh, Chat GPT. Hey, look. Hey, it's not the first time we've had somebody do that. Yeah, my stream elements is like super lagged. This is like the Trump, FU Trump ended up subscribing to YouTube 7 minutes ago, and then it finally picks it up on stream elements. Can you mute? What's her? I thought I unmuted him. He's not server muted. There he is. He's got right there. I hate Chat GPT, children. Right. What's the point of having a law if you won't enforce it? You can have a law and enforce it. You can have a law. You can still. I'm not against deporting people. What I am against is deporting people like in this manner. That's the issue I have, is that I don't agree that you should just go ahead. What I do have an issue with is trying to sit there and blanket deport people without due process. That's my problem. That's my problem. I got you, Winter. No, I'm not saying you're a dumb chud. I think you probably have a little bit more reasonable takes than some of these people. Trump lives rent free in you for life. I think Trump lives rent free in your head. I'm not the one that walks around wearing a Kamala hat or wearing a white dudes for Harris hat. Yet, even after Donald Trump has been elected, you guys are still wearing around MAGA hats. You're the ones wearing garbage bags for Christmas. You're the ones taping McDonald's fries to cardboard cutouts of Donald Trump. You're the one going to Donald Trump saying, MAGA, 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 MAGA. Spare me. Trump lives rent-free in your head. That's what the camps are for? Gotcha. So the camps are for the, yeah. Winner, get your stuff together, man. Can't hear what. You're going to have to figure it out on your end. You're going to have to go to your settings and try to figure that out. Honestly, most of us just live our lives quietly until election day. No, that's bullcrap. You live quietly behind a keyboard, and then when it's time to go vote, you vote for some of the most maniacal policies. Yeah, sounds great. I just live my lives peacefully. I only vote for these terrible policies on election day. You're just as complicit in that. I don't want another world war. What's up, Elixir? If you're Italian, I haven't seen any kind of Italian foreign affairs going on with the U.S. I swear they're just trying to get a rise out of you. Oh, for sure, Testy. That's why I'm playing along with it. I don't care. But again, if they want to come in and they want to actually debate it, that's why I'm getting to the point where I'm just like, if they want to get a rise out of me, then we'll do Discord or ban. It's just how I'll do this. Putting money in Trump's pocket by buying money with his face on and gold bars with face on it. Yeah, Vicky. And don't forget, Trump is now selling Trump-signed guitars. Don't forget that Donald Trump is trying to put Bibles into classrooms. He's trying to put Bibles into classrooms via the Constitution and Bill of Rights that are inside of those Trump Bibles. How was the Harris policies any better? Certainly. So at least with Harris, Kamala Harris, she wanted to enforce some of the stuff from the bipartisan border bill. That was one of the things. Oh, Jesus is king. Oh! Yeah, exactly. That's the MAGA cult speaking right there. Yeah, gold snakes and Bibles, right? It's funny as all get out. Oh, my phone died. I didn't even see my phone died. That's great. That's why it's been so quiet. I'm like, man, my phone's been awfully quiet. Still going to have to use asterisks and Word to change it. Yeah. I'd rather have the sneakers and Bibles than World War III. World War III. Yeah, like when Trump ended up taking care of Soleimani, right? Remember that? Remember that was supposed to be World War III, and all the MAGA was like, "Oh no, it's no big deal." Same thing here. You'll be fine. Bipartisan border bill, but did you actually read it? I read through some of it, and I read through some of the stuff they had in it. Yeah, I know you're going to tell me, "Oh, Ukrainian funding." It's like 1% of the entire funding. One senator isn't bipartisan, but and it was a shit bill that did nothing for security and everything to process illegals. Wrong. There was funding for border patrol. There's border patrol funding there and everything. Oh, Winter, what's going on, Winter? All right, we got Winter in here.
Hello. It's nice to see you or listen
yes, sir.
to you more so.
Yeah, it's okay, buddy. Hey, I'm glad to have you in here. Real quick, say something again. I want to make sure my audio is good.
Oh.
Okay, we're
hello.
good. We're good.
I'm Winter.
All right, so thank you for coming in here. I appreciate it.
No, I just wanted to say, like, of course, everybody who isn't good faith says this, but like, I do my best to be good faith. I'm not gonna like curse, swear, drop N-bombs as Wes told me, obviously.
No, I appreciate it. No, that's good. I'm glad Wes is doing his job, because the last time Wes did his job, he failed, and somebody came in here and started doing some like groiper stuff. It was really cringe.
I couldn't imagine. Like, genuinely.
Wes is saying, "Look." So Winter, let's talk about this immigration issue real quick, because I think me and you had to kind of go back and forth between immigration. What is your stance on the?
Can't handle the truth.
Thank you, Clive. What is your stance on this immigration stance going on right now? Like what Donald Trump's policy is on immigration?
Oh, disgusting! It's absolutely disgusting.
So you agree with me then?
Yeah, I do. I was saying that, like, I agree with you a lot. I agree with you quite a lot. I promise I'm not like some chud who's gonna be.
I gotcha. I think I might have mixed you up in the crowd. There was like 100 different people. If you agree with me, we're good.
No, it's all good. Because I said the thing about literacy tests, and
that was it. Yeah,
there.
Gotcha. Oh, and I see you're saying the literacy test and referring to some of the MAGA. Okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, you're good. You're free. If you have anything you want to say, you're more than welcome to. I got you mixed up into the mix of everything, so we're good.
Wow. You suck, man. You're terrible.
I know. All right, we're good. Hey, but is there anything you want to get off your chest about some of Donald Trump's policies or anything like that, man?
Absolutely disgusting. Part of me wants the Schadenfreude of Trumpers not being able to afford tariffs and stuff. And I can't wait for that, but also the empathetic part of me is like, even dumb people don't deserve to suffer like that.
Right. I think it's terrible to see some of these policies that are coming out from Donald Trump about the border bill. I've seen a lot of people who have done, real quick, before I'm going to pause. Listen, I want somebody who disagrees with me. I don't care. Some MAGA. I want MAGA in my chat. There are plenty of MAGA in YouTube who are big, brave, and bold. We got Mr. Boski, Jamie the Hedgehog, Nadon, especially Nadon. You've been in here yapping your gums. So how about you come into Discord? I'm going to say...
I did. Come on, guys.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I thought Winter got caught up in it. He's like, man, look, I didn't mean to do the Discord or ban thing. I just got caught up in it. I'm sorry, Winter, by the way.
No, you're all good, man.
But Mr. Boski, you said I'm a Democrat, bud. Biden even increased. I don't have Discord. Well, Mr. Boski, you just jumped in. You don't have to worry about Discord ban. You just jumped in. I'm more worried about like Nadon, who's been yapping at the gums. And Jamie the Hedgehog come in as well. But Winter, I appreciate you coming in, man. I'm so sorry that I lumped you in with everybody else. But definitely we can have a conversation again sometime soon. But I really want to get somebody who disagrees. I didn't want to have a big old lefty.
You, of course. Yeah. I just wanted to prove that, especially with like the, say it or ban. I'm like, okay, let me get my shit together. My computer's slow, so I know it looked like I was running, but I promise.
Friendly fire, man. Friendly fire. I'm sorry about that.
All right. You have a good night, man.
You too, Winter. Take care, buddy. I feel so bad that I should probably give Winter a mod. Friendly fire. Anyways, so what we got here? They say, come on, let's show. All right, Jamie, you're my next. Jamie, come into Discord or ban. You're my next Discord or ban. Come into Discord. You've got until 5:15. There's the Discord link. So, Jamie, you're my next person to come on here. Do Discord or ban. You can come on. If you don't come on in the next 5 minutes, you're going to be banned. Oh, Miss Mandy, I'm friendly fire again. Friendly fire. Oh, Miss Mandy. Is Jamie one of your friends? Oh no. This is great. I'm so sorry. That's hilarious. I like to listen to dumbasses. Okay. Imagine supporting the worst candidate in history. Okay, why, Stroud, why do you think she is the worst candidate in history? Why do you think she's the worst candidate? You tell me. Tell me that, please. You need a snack? Guys, I've been streaming since about 12 o'clock. Give or take. So I've been going about 5 hours, okay? She wasn't even elected. She was elected by the delegates. So try again. You don't know that person? Oh, okay, Miss Mandy. I was like, I don't know. I'm like over here. I'm like worried now after I got Winter. Winter got caught up in that storm. Winter storm, huh? Should have not been named that and should not have happened. It was a different time. What are you talking about? Jaylee has landed. What are you talking about, Jaylee? Which candidate do you want me to talk about? The one in 2019 or the one in 2024? The one in 2019, the one in 2024. What are you talking about, Stro? See, this my stream elements is so lagged. Let me mute the change that. Harris is an awful candidate. I only think they should spell president. She never answered a question. All she did is laugh. Okay, Melissa, what about Donald Trump? Donald Trump's answer to what are we going to do about the childcare costs? And then Donald Trump saying, drill, baby, drill, and that we're going to make America great again. Isn't his slogan in and of itself broad and not a specific policy? What about that one? So you really don't care about the democratic process if you're okay with the duly. It is still a democratic process. The delegates got up there. They voted for who they wanted, and they said, yes, they will vote for Kamala Harris to be the next candidate. And guess what? It's still a democratic process because they can still go ahead and vote for whoever they want to vote for. If you want to put in some kind of you want to tell private companies how they're able to run their business, be my guest. The DNC is a private corporation. Delegates vote. Exactly, Winner, exactly. By the way, I ought to give you a VIP badge if I could in YouTube. Cope. All right, Stro, I'm giving you 5 minutes. You are on the clock. Stro, you are on the clock. Discorder ban. I need somebody to come in here and do Discorder ban. So you are on the clock. Stro Sinatra, you have 5 minutes, 5:18. Here's the Discord link. Jump in or you will be banned for sure. And I'm going to follow through with it. You want to talk about Cope? There it is. I'm on the clock. Yep, you're on the clock, buddy. I need help. There's 13 illegals at my house demanding rent money. That's great, Jamie. I know my computer is trash, but I said I'd do it. Yeah, I know. Hey, Winter said he'd do it, and he did it. And he caught friendly fire on that one. Should I come in and argue with you from a leftist viewpoint? Wes, I don't know if you can really argue from. Oh man, what the heck? I don't know if you can argue about from a leftist viewpoint. Oh, Jaylee has landed. Jaylee joined the Discord. Jaylee, you're more than welcome to jump in too, buddy, if you want to jump in. Ban me now, Lib, but welcome to MAGA World. Hey, that's fine. Go ahead. Then ban him. Ban him. Wes, ban him. I don't care. Stro wants to play that game. I don't care. Ban him. Jaylee, if you want to jump in, you're more than welcome to jump into my Discord if you disagree with me. I think you agree though, right? From our chats. Jaylee. Oh, she wasn't even elected. Yeah. Jaylee, if you want to jump in, you're more than welcome to as well. I'm not going to do the Discord ban on you, though. You're banning people for not joining on Discord. Ed Higgs, I'm banning people who are just shit stirrers, who do not actually want to have a conversation and aren't willing to back up their words. That's why I'm banning them. Not because they're not joining my Discord, buddy. I'm banning them because they don't want to back up what they have to say, and they're proving that they're just a shit stirrer. Lowering instant costs was not a Trump policy. Exactly. That was a Joe Biden policy. She wasn't even elected. Better dropped out. Biden dropped out, and in order to keep the money, they appointed her. Yeah, that was also a big policy as well. Me either. I'm too old to care to argue. Right, Miss April. you talk a lot of shit in chat and don't want to chat, then yes, no need for keyboard. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it, Wes. When Trump said, make America great again and we need to take care of American first, that scared me because I hear it in the past from, yeah, exactly, Elixir. That's the big issue I have, is that a lot of Donald Trump's policies about America first and everything else have a lot of authoritarian undertones. You said it. I was just asking for clarification. Okay. No, I got you. I'm sorry. Look, guys, I was fired up. If I come after you guys and y'all are chill and you're like, whoa, bro, I was just like asking. Forgive me. Okay. I'm a little fired up. Understandably so. Listen, when someone's advocating, when you have a lot of, you're good, Ed Higgs. Here's my issue. When I sit there and I have an argument about deporting children, deporting their mothers and deporting their fathers, yeah, I take some great issue to that. Okay, I get very riled up about it because a lot of MAGA voted for Donald Trump and they were uneducated about that vote. They were not educated about that. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to someone who was MAGA who had no idea about Donald Trump's policies. Today on TikTok, when I was doing TikTok Live, I did that. I'll answer that in just a minute, Jamie. My whole thing is like I meet MAGA time and time again. Eldon Lord, thank you for that follow. And what they end up doing is they show they don't know why these are good picks. They just say they're good picks. They don't know why that they don't know why they like Donald Trump. Elixir, thank you for that follow. They just sit there and say, well, I like Trump, so I'm going to go ahead and support every policy he has. All right, looks like Jaylee might be joining in, so we might have a little bit of chat with him. It's going to be a short chat because I probably have about another like 15 to 20 minutes, but hopefully Jaylee's pretty good. Yeah, you'll get called out. You're just being a regular channel yourself. Yeah, Elixir, you're good. I knew Donald Trump's policies. Oh, Jamie, I wanted to answer your question. I want to give you the benefit of the doubt right quick. Why do you think she would have been better? I think she would have been better for a whole host of reasons. One, I don't think that she was Donald Trump. I think, yes, that is a valid argument. But the other issue is that I think that she had a lot more reasonable policies, such as the child tax credit. You can look at the no tax on tips, which is something Donald Trump did also run on. You can look at the fact that she wanted to do small business tax credits. You can look at the fact that she wanted to do first-time home buyer credits, those things as well. Those that had actual meaningful change. There were some other policies. It's been a little bit, forgive me, because there's been a thunderstorm of get out of votes, but she had some of those reasonable policies. So newborn, the child tax. So there was the child tax credit, but then there was the the newborn policy that she was going to do for like first year of the child's life. There's going to be a credit for that as well. Some American Patriot. As in stopping oil and raising gases. Yeah, this is definitely the American Patriot I know. Stopping oil, great. Actually, Joe Biden, and this other thing too is if I look at Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's economy, they've done extremely well under that economy. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris did really well. Kamala Harris ended up bringing down inflation. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden brought inflation down from 9% down to 2%. So sorting out legal immigration is pretty clear and common sense. Anyway, she lost. That's it. He won the Electoral College popular vote and swept the Senate and House. The ship has sailed. He swept the House. He did so good, guys. He swept the House. He swept the House. Guess what? He got a 218 majority, but that was it. He stopped right there. He needed 218 to get the majority. He got it, guys. He got it. He swept the House, y'all. Yeah. He swept the House. Let's go. He swept the Senate too, boys. He got the 3-seat majority. What's up? He swept blue wave, right? Red wave, y'all. Red wave. Spare me. He got a 1.5% vote differential. Talk about a red wave. Am I right? By the way, if it hadn't already happened, I want to make sure you guys have banned Stro. So make sure you do that if you haven't already. I can't see it on my chat here. We drove more oil than anywhere in the U.S. Biden took 2% inflation and brought it to 10%. Wrong. He brought it down from 10% to 2%. American Patriot, stop trolling, man. God, why are you crying so bad? American Patriot? Hold on. I know is bro an avid Kamala support? Yeah. I think Kamala was a much better pick than Donald Trump. And we're seeing that every single day. Every single day we're seeing that. When Biden entered office, inflation was 1.9%. Was it? Hey, there we go. We got Jaylee. Jaylee, welcome in, buddy. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Hanging in there, buddy. So, what did you want to talk about? You want to talk about the economy? Do you want to talk about immigration, or what do you want to talk about?
The deportations.
Okay. What about the deportations? Why do you agree or disagree with Donald Trump's stance that we should be deporting every single immigrant who crossed the border illegally?
Yes.
Okay, so including the children. You think that the children should be deported? You think the mothers and fathers should be deported even if they have no criminal record whatsoever?
They already have a criminal record if they're here illegally.
So then if they're here illegally, then you are fine. I want to make sure we're very clear from the very start that you're fine with deporting mothers, fathers, and their children.
Yeah.
Then there's nothing we can talk about, bro. I'll put it back in the debate room. There's nothing we can talk about. Plain and simple. It's such a morally a reprehensible position that there's nothing I can really say about that. Sorry. I'll give him kudos. I won't ban him, but I think it's a morally reprehensible position. I don't see the justification in it. And I can't bring you away from that position. So anyways, coming through the proper channel. Yeah, they can. Oh, what a belated bud. Yeah, what a belated bud. I don't care. You should call this Dunce Show. No, I'm okay. I'll call it the Doghouse Show until, I get all of these, MAGA to continue to cry. What's up? I don't know how to play. Welcome in. Yes, they're here illegally. They broke the law. Again, keyboard warriors, you're more welcome to come into Discord and actually defend your position and not give an indefensible position like that. And if you want to do it, quite frankly, I have no care for you. Yeah, are all crimes illegal? Right. If they don't deport the family, do they keep the kid and send off the parent, or should they send everyone so they don't kidnap a child? Right. MAGA's celebrating. Yeah, MAGA's celebrating the fact that they're getting rid of all of these undocumented immigrants. Don't mean you can't talk to him. Just because you don't agree with them, don't mean you can't talk to them. Well, Jamie, the thing is that where am I supposed to go with that conversation? Where am I supposed to go with that? They're already taking it like an irreprehensible position. I don't know where you want me to go with that conversation. They believe in and this is the problem, is MAGA's going mask off. I give Jaylee credit for coming into the chat and revealing his thoughts and putting a voice to it. That's fine. I don't know how you can get on YouTube and tell the world you're a Democrat. Democrats are not mentally normal. They lie. They couldn't tell the truth. Like Donald Trump couldn't tell the truth. Like Donald Trump was found guilty by a jury of his peers for falsifying business records or something along those lines. Misclassifying expenses, whatever you want to categorize it as. We can look at Donald Trump's entire cabinet, like prior to after J6, where there were several of them that were found guilty for lying to the FBI, I believe it was. We could look at that. What do you feel about abortion? Man, Talon, don't even get me started about that. When it comes to abortion, I think that a Roe v. Wade framework is the way to go. Long story short. Well, if there's deportation, how should they do it? Or do you believe there shouldn't be any borders? Well, if there's deportation, how should they do it? Or do you believe there shouldn't be borders and deportation? Eldon, I'm glad you asked this. So my stance is this. There should be deportations under this circumstance. You come here illegally. You go, first of all undocumented immigrants have a constitutional right to due process, first and foremost. If you come here and you show that you contribute to society via paying taxes, via having a great job, whatever it may be, right? Then you should be allowed to stay. There should be a pathway for you. If you commit a crime, a serious felony, I would say, not something that's just simple as a misdemeanor and maybe some minor felonies, but I would probably say felonies are probably on the board, then you should probably be, probably looked at with deportation. I would say that that's a very case-by-case basis, right? But misdemeanors, probably not. No, I think misdemeanors are probably more off the table than anything. I've got a hot take on the immigration topic. You might dig this one, Doghouse. All right, I don't know. What you got? Good on you. There are some lines of conversation that are dead ends, and that was an instant impasse. Exactly. I mean, I'll give you a good example. When it comes to abortion, you guys brought up abortion. There's people who believe in, there's two ends of the framework of abortion. Same thing with immigration, right? Did my chat just freak the hell out? That was so weird. My chat just freaked out. There's two sides of the framework, right? When it comes to abortion, you have the side of abortion, which is conception. That's where they believe life begins. There shouldn't be abortion at that point. Then you have abortion all the way up to the third trimester. There's people who believe, and I've heard this, where the baby is ready to go, and they're okay with it up to that point. There is a fine framework there that you can find a good middle ground. And so the same thing with immigration. You have people on both ends. People who believe in open borders. Not really a good way to start from that. Talon, I'll let you. You said it, not me. You have people at the open borders where there should be no immigration policy whatsoever. And then you have people on the clear other end of the spectrum, which are like we just saw from Jaylee, which is, I want everybody deported. Let's close the border off. That's not a really good position I can really bring you back from. I agree with you. In Europe, we have issues of people coming from other places who don't contribute to the country. They don't learn the language or try to integrate into the community. Why would you need people like that? I think you should give them a chance, but if they don't contribute anything in the future, then you support them. Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, that's probably fine, right? But this is the problem I have with Donald Trump, is Donald Trump doesn't care about that, right? Donald Trump just wants to go and flat out deport these people. That's it. That's his solution. He doesn't have any other solutions. Last question. What has Kamala and Biden done? They've brought our inflation down from 9% to 2%. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have had record oil productions. We've had record stock market prices. They've done an amazing job reeling in our economy. What's up, Wes?
What's up, man? I just think Jaylee actually had a little bit more nuanced and interesting take.
Okay.
Like, I know what you're saying. Like, you're taking a hard principle stance on sending people back, but like, he does have a good analysis of like the U.S. prison system and like why. Anyway, I'll let him explain.
Yeah, bring him in. Bring him in.
Yeah, give him a little bit more of a chance.
Bring him in. All right, that's fine. Bring him in. Jaylee, what's up, buddy? Appreciate. Hey, sorry for the harsh words, man. Talk to me then. What's your more principled stance? It's hard for me. Understand from my perspective, man. When you sit there and says you want to just flat out deport children with their parents because their parents came across illegally, or even maybe they did as well, but they've only known the U.S. their entire life. Understand for me, I didn't know where we could really take that conversation. That's more of where we were coming from. But I'll give you more room to speak. So go ahead and say what you need to say, man.
I guess we could take a more Disneyland approach to it.
Okay. I mean, it sounds like an interesting approach, but we'll go ahead and entertain this. Go ahead.
So do the kids in this scenario have tickets to Disneyland, but the parents don't? Or do none of them have tickets?
This is such an odd hypothetical. I mean, it depends on the legality of it, right? I mean, in some instances, the child does have, I don't know per se whether the mother or father would, because the immigration policies and laws have changed so much. It depends on what they're coming here for, right? Are they going to Disneyland? This is why I don't like the Disneyland example. Are they going to Disneyland to run away from the madman that's chasing them with a knife? Or are they running to Disneyland because they're like, hey, I want to go have a good time and just ride the park? You understand what I'm saying? There's also the fact of, would the child even be allowed to have a ticket, or do they get in for free? I mean, there's so many ways that we can angle this hypothetical.
Okay, let's stop dealing with hypotheticals then. There are people that are fleeing real situations where people are trying to kill them. I knew a guy that was a police officer in Mexico, and they like executed his partner.
Hey, yeah, let's be very careful on the terminology. I'm not saying there's anything you said in particular. I just don't. I'm on like 4 different platforms right now, so I don't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything crazy. I'm saying they were threatening him, so it made a lot of sense for him to move quickly. And I think that's how he got in, was because he was a police officer. He worked with the government, and he went through the right channels, and he got kind of fast tracked. But most of these people are economic migrants, and I don't think we should, listen to all their cases just because they're fleeing like poverty. There's plenty of people here in poverty that we should focus on.
Sure, but that's
if we're gonna.
Isn't that Isn't that kind of the thing though, right? Is like, well, we've got a whole bunch of other people here that are dealing with poverty. Shouldn't we be dealing with them? Yeah, we should be. But why is the solution then to go ahead and just flat out deport anybody and everybody through mass deportations? Why can't we just go ahead and do that? Why is the solution to that's what doesn't make sense to me. There's such a big disconnect between, oh, let's go ahead. There's people in poverty. Let's go ahead and deport everybody. It's like, what? How does that connect? Why can't we just go ahead and help people that are in poverty? Why do we have to deport these people?
Resource constraints.
Resource constraints, like what?
Housing, education,
job. So let me ask you this: when people end up, so this is a really large conversation here. If we end up deporting these people, you think that these people that are homeless are going to end up, and this is where a little bit my conservative might come out a little bit. You think that these people that are homeless are going to end up taking these positions?
A lot of them no, because they have mental issues and drug abuse issues. But for the people that are pushed there because the price of housing is too high and they're just living in their car, it's going to be easier for them because they're going to have an easier time finding work and they're going to have an easier time finding affordable housing.
How many people do you believe are in this country illegally?
I don't know, probably like 20, 30 million.
20 to 30 million. Do you know how many people in the U.S. are actually homeless?
No.
Let's see. How many people are homeless in America? Estimates put it at about 653,000 people. So even if you deported 20, 30 million people, you're looking at about 600,000 people that are homeless. Now, you said a vast majority of them are suffering through mental illness. Let's assume that 1/6 of those are due to financial circumstances. Then you're looking at probably about 100,000, something like that, right? About 100,000 people that are homeless for 20 million people to be deported. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? What are you going to do about those people that are 20 or 30 million? What about those 20 or 30 million people that are contributing to our society and have a job? How are you going to fill those jobs? In fact, our unemployment numbers aren't even that high. Our unemployment numbers are like at what, 1 million or something like that? Like less than 1 million? We don't even
believe those numbers.
Do I believe those numbers? What's wrong with those numbers? You tell me.
Does that actually track accurately the number of people that don't have a job that could be working and should be working?
So
and haven't given up?
Okay. So then do you think there's 20 or 30 million people that are unemployed?
There could be millions of people that are unemployed. But
But
the main thing is that
20 or
it would
30
drive up
million?
demand for workers, so it would drive up the price.
Do you think, and I'm not even going to go the route of saying that they're getting underpaid $7.25. Let's assume, for sake of argument, that these people that are working are making $7.25 an hour. Do you think that those people that are currently unemployed are going to be working those same positions for that rate, or do you think they're going to require a more higher rate?
I think if we boot 20 million people that aren't legally allowed to be here, it's going to drive up wages and lower the cost of housing.
Drive up wages and lower the cost of living. So interesting you say that, because you're going to drive up wages that are going to be more expensive, which means the price of that product to produce is going to be more expensive. And then of course we're going to pair that. This is our conversation is void of talking about Donald Trump's tariff plan as well. So we're also going to be dealing with Trump's tariff plan. You don't think that's going to drive up that cost of housing is going to be more expensive? You don't think that the cost of everyday living at the grocery store is going to be more expensive when that banana or that orange or that whatever you may get it from that's here in the US, you don't think that that's going to be costing more to hit your store shelves because the labor is more expensive?
Maybe.
Not maybe.
But
I mean,
maybe
it will.
people will be able to afford it.
Maybe people will be able to afford it. So you do understand when there's more money in people's pockets and prices have not met that particular demand, that prices are going to increase to accommodate for that increased demand, right? So what I'm trying to say is in other words, and this is what we saw, and why I'm saying this is because we saw this during COVID. During COVID, we saw many prices not be adjusted quite yet. And we saw, for example, in the winter of 2020, we saw massive people, I think record number of people traveling than we've ever seen before. And why was that? Was because we also handed them 2 stimulus checks, okay? And they had a lot more money than the prices we were able to catch up to. We are also seeing people like, for example, right now, preparing like with Walmart, preparing their prices to increase. So when wages go up, they may have more money, but their buying power has been significantly reduced because corporations are going to adjust for that unless you intend. See, this is where Kamala Harris kind of came in. Kamala Harris wanted to do what was called a price gouging law, which was completely different from a price cap. Price gouging says okay, this phone is, $1,000. But if tomorrow you jack the price up to $2,000, then we're going to have an issue because of the instant overnight thing. And they'll usually ask you, why did it go up? It's kind of like what they do anyways in other states anyways. But this goes back to my point of like, when we talk about immigration, when you end up deporting all of these people, let's say it's 20 or 30 million people, you are going to see costs go through the roof.
You're going to see demand drop by 20 or 30 million people too.
You're going to see demand drop by 20 or 30 million people. I suppose that could be true, but at the same time,
That's actually true.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have 20 or 30 million people, but okay, let's reorient here. When you're talking about 20 or 30 million people, how do you propose that this happen? And I know, Testy, it isn't. Sorry, I know, Testy, it is an overestimate, but I'm just working with these estimates. I could care less. Go ahead. You said 20, 30 million. Sorry, go ahead.
What was the question?
I'm sorry. What? Yeah. I'm sorry. What is it you want to? What is it that you? How do you propose that they're going to handle these mass deportations?
Just send them back to where they came from.
Do you think that they're going to go door to door and start yanking people out?
I mean, what does Crime Stoppers do?
Crime Stoppers? I believe they're a phone bank. I think they're a phone bank. Are you talking about police officers?
No, like, don't you get a reward if you report a crime and it's true?
Wait. So you're advocating for an immigrant hotline, is what you're saying?
Wouldn't be the worst idea.
I would say it's a pretty bad idea.
Who these people are.
So what you're advocating for, so I am clear, you're advocating saying that you want to be able to call a hotline and say, I think my neighbor is an undocumented immigrant. Please come check them out. And so now the officer shows up at the door. This is terrifying reality to work with. So that officer ends up showing up at the door. And what do they do then? Are they going to ask for papers? They're going to say, hey, can you show me your citizenship, your social security number?
I mean, if you called the police to report a crime, I would hope it would be investigated.
If you report a crime, depends on the circumstances to how far they go, right? For example, if you have like a 911 call that you end up hanging up on, they may be more inclined to break down the door if they have reasonable cause and things of that nature. So I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out here is what do they do? Do they go and knock on the door and say, hey, can you provide your paperwork? Can you show me that you're a U.S. citizen?
What does ICE do now?
Well, ICE does a whole bunch of things. Immigration and Customs Enforcement does a whole bunch of things, whether it comes to the border, whether it comes to housing certain immigrants while they're in process. They do some of, I believe, immigration judgment things. And I think we do have ICE agents as well. But I don't think that they just show up to your house, knock on your door because your neighbor called, and then ask you for your papers.
I mean, it's more of an issue with people renting out and selling property to these people and giving them jobs and not documenting it correctly. Those people should be held accountable too for facilitating it.
Well, it is a crime right now. It is already currently a crime for them to do that. So why is it then that we have to, again...
Why is it not being enforced?
I would say...
Why are there 20 fucking million of them here?
Well, the reason why there's 20 million of them here is because throughout the several decades of presidents, including Donald Trump, there have still been people that have come across this border looking for a better way of life. And America is what they're looking for. It's the beacon of hope.
That's not a good enough reason. I don't give a shit about that.
You don't. Okay, so here's the issue too, and that I have, and this is more so to
I'm not going to conflate them with refugees that are fleeing actual violence.
Okay, but the problem is that I can see there's a clear line that you are drawing because you said I'm not going to equate them to refugees. So clearly, you think that refugees or asylum seekers have a valid reason to come here. Is what you're telling me then, right?
If they have a valid
reason.
Saying you do doesn't mean you do.
Okay, but if they have a valid reason to be here, then you would want them you'd be okay with that, right?
Depends on the circumstances, but that's like for the courts and stuff. Like
gotcha.
People, maybe they should go somewhere else. The first country that's safe next to them.
Gotcha.
They shouldn't be going all the way from Brazil to here. They should go to the first safe country.
Gotcha. So if someone's here and they have a claim saying I'm here because of this reason, you then are not realizing that you were okay then with Trump's deportation policy that will look at that person and say, hey, I don't care why you're here. We're not going to give you due process. We're going to round you up. We're going to take you to a camp and we're going to put you on a plane and we're going to ship you off to a country that may or may not want you. You do realize that, right? That is the extent of this plan. It's not just going to be people who are the hardest criminals. It is going to be people who are here because they've either a DACA recipient, maybe they are a potential visa overstay, maybe they are in the middle of a visa or asylum claim, but it has not been determined by a judge yet. What they plan on doing is rounding them up. If you came across the border illegally, period, end of discussion, they want to round those people up and send them off to another country. You do realize that that's what they're advocating for. Doesn't matter if they're asylum seeking. Doesn't matter if they're here in a DACA recipient.
If they're actual asylum seekers and they're here legally.
Well, if they are asylum seekers and they came across the border illegally, they crossed the border, right? You would agree if they cross the border, not at a port of entry, but across the Rio Grande, that they are probably here illegally, correct? That is.
He was sending them to Mexico.
Either way, what I am asking you is if they cross the border, then they are considered by Tom Homan himself, who has said this, to be considered a criminal. That means
if criminals, then get them out.
Gotcha. So asylum seekers who cross the border illegally, would you be considered?
Give them the boot.
Give them the boot. Okay. Hey man, look, it's been great conversation. I have to drop you down. Because I also have to go. Not even saying this as well. It's 5:41. Guys, this is what you got to do. We got to have these conversations, but there's some parts where you just can't really draw them back in. And it's so interesting to me how I see people talk about when it comes to conservatives and abortion. They talk about the children. Think about the children. But they don't want to think about the children that are being deported or being separated from their families because of these mass deportations. So, anyways, guys, it's been great chatting with you guys. Even some of y'all MAGA who have thrown me through a wall. But I do have to go. Monday, we will be streaming on TikTok. Same old thing. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for TikTok. 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. for YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. But I appreciate every single one of you guys that are coming here. Even some of the MAGA. I appreciate you. I don't know how to as well. Welcome in. And again, check out the schedule. We will not be streaming on, I believe, Thursday or Friday because that's Thanksgiving and good Black Friday. So y'all have a great weekend. Please like the channel. Subscribe. Please, please, please. And if you're following, if you're not following me on YouTube or if you're not following me on Twitch, please make sure you hit that follow button. If you're on Twitter, make sure you follow me as well. All right, guys. Well, y'all take care. Have a great weekend and stay freaking